I'm sorry I broke your window.
Don't worry, Damien. Look, I'm putting a claim in now. All done.
I don't want to break that too.
I see your car's fixed already.
It's good to be with the local team.
Home ground advantage.
This holiday is going to be awesome. Yes, the travel expert at RAA has organised everything. Just make sure you pack your hiking boots.
RAA is with you every step of the way, at home, on the road, and when it's time for a holiday, we're helping our members to
keep on moving on.
Welcome to Boral Connects, a new way of doing business with Boral that has been designed to improve your customer experience while saving you valuable time. We've undertaken extensive research, interviewing customers about the highs and lows of dealing with Boral concrete. Based on this feedback, we've developed some exciting new solutions that will give you greater visibility and control over your concrete orders and deliveries. Our aim is to provide you with near real-time delivery information and transparency of your concrete orders. Placing a concrete order has never been so easy. Follow the simple prompts and order your concrete at any hour of the day. Whether you're on the job site or in the office, you now have the ability to see all current and future orders online. You can now confirm or cancel your order online without having to call our service centre. You can also see when your concrete delivery will arrive on site, which trucks are in transit, when trucks are scheduled for delivery, and be notified when your first truck is leaving the plant. Electronic dockets can be accessed as soon as your truck arrives on site. All of your docket history can be found via our Dockets dashboard, giving you the option to download in bulk or individually as a PDF or CSV file. These are just a few of the exciting new features we're offering, and there's still more to come. Signing up to Boral Connects is easy. Visit boralconnects.com.au.
Good evening and welcome to the NPL SA final series. It's week 3. It's a very big hello to our Facebook Live viewers and those of you watching through YouTube Live. Tonight's game sees Campbelltown City hosting Adelaide City. It's the prelim final here in Adelaide, South Australia. The winner through to the grand final. The loser, well, it's mothballs for season 2020. And hasn't it been a long season 2020? We're live from the Steve Woodcock Sports Centre. NPL SA final series proudly brought to you by Boral. And of course, the 2020 final series, Boral is the largest construction materials supplier here in Australia, if I could say, South Australia at the very minimum, with a strong reputation for product quality, service and technical competency across a vast network of concrete, quarry and asphalt plants. Phone Boral today on 8425 0400, 8425 0400. It is the final series proudly brought to you by Boral, and it's been a 2-week hiatus, of course, with, let's call it the reboot post-COVID Mark II. I don't know how many stop-starts we're going to get, but hopefully with 2 weeks to go, Rob, that's it for season 2020. It's a very good evening to you too.
Yeah, good evening.
Commentary team, Rob Peppicelli and Paul Palazzari.
Yes, certainly been a long season into December, and we still haven't played the grand final. But the big prelim final tonight, it's going to be a beauty. They waited 2 weeks for it. Campbelltown up against Adelaide City. Adelaide City certainly coming up. Can they beat Campbelltown and meet the Comets next Friday night?
And we go down to our boundary rider who's braving the conditions. And I use the word braving the conditions very loosely tonight as he's already got his jacket on. Benny Dale, good evening.
Yes, good evening, guys. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not too bad down here, actually.
What's the story with the jacket, Ben?
Well, yeah, it's still a little bit warm, but I'm just preparing for the summer to go.
Very nice. Very nice.
Nice to be organised.
Okay, and I would also like to acknowledge the support of the RAA now. Whilst borders may be closed internationally, there are still many amazing destinations in Australia that are within South Australia's reach and the RAA travel team's reach to help get you there with their latest holiday offer. So check out the RAA. They've many arms to their expertise there, and they can get you around Australia. Well, I think just about all the Australian borders are open, but definitely with international being closed, let's discover our own country. Phone the RAA on their travel team to get you around. We'd also like to acknowledge the support of Green Play Australia, Rob. They've been with us all season, and they provide our stats, our time clock and our scoreboard updates, to which there are another couple of finals on tonight as well.
Yeah, there certainly is a couple of other finals. In the State League 1, there's a big game happening, South Adelaide against White City. Now, if White City can win that game, the next game against Sturt Lyon will be the grand final, and it'll be a real grand final to get into the Premier League. South Adelaide automatically in at the moment, but that's a big game. Eastern United up against Gawler in the State League 2 is going to be a big grand final, and it's a prelim, but it's a mini grand final because the winner out of those two teams will be promoted in the State League 1. So they're the couple of games happening tonight.
Week 3 of the finals, proudly brought to you by Boral, as it is every week. Let's have a look at week 2 results of the finals. 2 weeks ago, mind you, of course, because of our COVID shutdown. And as we can see there on screen, week 2, the results, Comets beating Campbelltown 3-0. That was their first loss under Ian Fife, and that was at Santos Stadium. Deserved win there for Comets, Benny?
Look, I think they did their homework. They did the right thing. They took their chances, which was really important as well. But Campbelltown, they would have been disappointed from that, and looking to bounce back tonight.
A lot of people saying it'll be a different story if the two teams meet at Highmarsh Stadium.
Yep. Definitely.
Okay, and of course the other elimination final, Croydon Kings losing 3-1 to Adelaide City. Adelaide City on fire at the right time of the season. But Ben, I've got to ask you, the disruption of Jan Costanzo leaving Croydon, what do you think that did as a coach? How would you like that as one of the key players taken out of that lineup?
Oh, look, it certainly wasn't ideal. He was buzzing at that time and scoring goals for fun. It's very hard to replace that at an NPL level with someone scoring so frequently. But, you know, I guess, look, you don't want to be hinging all of your bets on one player either, but there's no doubt they certainly missed him in the right important stage of the season. Can
one player just break the system? I know you don't want to be relying on one player, but can it just unsettle the balance of the team?
Oh, definitely, especially someone in such a key role, because the thing is as we saw with Campbelltown and Comets the other week, if you have got someone who can take the chances that are created, it makes sense, because everything else you do, you can sit deep like Adelaide City did you know, a couple of weeks back, defended really well and played exceptionally well against Metro Stars. But if you don't have someone like a Terence Carter or a Dominic Costanzo at the other end to finish off, well, then it makes it very difficult.
If we look at the table in the season proper, of course, Comets finishing on top, but only by a point over Campbelltown City, who ended up with 43 points in second spot. Tonight their opponent Adelaide City are coming from 6th, so wouldn't this be a fairy tale with 31 points, 12 points behind, and also 9 goals behind as well. So fairy tale possible finish for Matrish in his last season.
The only thing I feel that was to their disadvantage was the break, because they were in such fine form leading in. There were some great performances, great results. And I think the break would actually probably be an advantage to Campbelltown, to be honest.
Well, I might have to agree with that one. But Comets, what about the Comets for next week's grand final? 4 weeks before they played a game, but they did have a trial game against Adelaide United, so that would have kept them match fit. But 4 weeks not playing a game.
They played against Adelaide United, did you say, last night?
Yeah, in a trial game.
Yeah. What sort of intensity, Benny, would you as a coach want your team to perform, even though it's a friendly against Adelaide United, but you've got a grand final in a week or so's time?
You're 100% right. For the players and for the coaching staff, it would have been such a great opportunity, especially at Cooper's. You know, they're going to be there next week, so to be able to play on that pitch against quality opposition. But having said that, you're still at a little bit hesitant, I guess, to be careful in the lead up to next week, not getting any injuries or overdoing it, considering, as you just said, they hadn't done anything for 2 or 3 weeks.
Big cheerio to our director, who's probably watching from home, Jimbo. Big cheerio to you, mate. And this game goes out to you, my big friend, and make sure if Bomber's doing anything wrong, you let him know. So Jimbo producing, or sorry, I should say directing. I'm
pretty sure we're going to have a big audience tonight as well, Benny, in our Facebook page, also the YouTube, the Football SA's TV.
FSA TV, just,
no, Football South Australian TV.
Football SA TV? Football South Australia, same thing. You type in FSA.
Yeah,
TV.
we're going to have a big audience today, or tonight, because the crowd isn't too, because of this COVID thing happening tonight.
Well, it's maxed out at 1,000, and I
Is
reckon
it?
we're going to get close to that tonight. There's a lot of scanning and things that everyone has to get a little bit used to, which will probably be the case for Hindmarsh next week. And once again, reminding our viewers, those of you watching at home, and I know it's always convenient to watch at home with a beer in your hand and maybe a slice of pizza in the other, but next Friday night, do yourself a favour. It's going to be absolute ideal conditions to get yourselves to Hindmarsh Stadium. We've been starved of live football at Cooper's, I should say. So as a nice prelude, just to warm you up, even maybe for the start of the A-League, which is coming next year, see some great local talent, which is your next A-League stars, next Friday night at Hindmarsh Stadium. It's a 7:20 kickoff. Get yourselves down there, book your tickets, make a night of it with the boys. And we look forward to bringing you that for those of you that can't make it. Now let's have a look at the head-to-head between these two teams, and we might get some action rolling in the background to show you how these two teams got to tonight's prelim final. But just between Campbelltown and Adelaide City, boys, Campbelltown last time out in September beat Adelaide City 1-0 here. Away from home at Adelaide City's home ground earlier in August, Campbelltown beat them also. So they've done the double on them this year.
Just
Campbelltown
hold
over
on
Adelaide
to
City.
that. We see Yankee scoring that ripper of a goal 3 weeks ago. They put the Comets 1-0 up, remembering they won 3-0 against Campbelltown.
So what do they have to do defensively, Rob, just watching these goals once again from, as you said, a few weeks ago? They'll have to be a lot tighter. That's a break there with Weens. Bit light at the back there, but they were probably chasing the game at 1-0, but still had a lot to do. Just watching the replay there, did Weens with the angle.
Yeah, to remember Lombardo setting him up again. Weens a key, Yankee a key. You know, with this 2 weeks off, maybe a few of their players that were injured for the Comets might come back as well.
This is a third of the Comets' goal. It's surprising, as we said, it's Ian Fyfe's first loss, and 3 goals that Nicky Harpus there might look back and put his hand up for a couple and think,
But
I've got to have a great
we've got to
game.
all remember last year,
Yep.
they played the Comets in the grand final, Campbelltown. Presumably they win tonight as well.
And here's your
They
Adelaide
do
City.
grow another leg when it comes to Cooper Stadium.
Penalty first up, debatable. Red card to the keeper, Johnny Hall there for
No, it wasn't
Croydon.
a penalty.
Wasn't it?
Outside the box, but Hall
That
gets
was a red card. Okay. So, of course, in there,
Vindicchio, the referee.
Christian, he's the 4th official tonight. Here comes the red card, John Hall. Terence Carter, the player there just getting up off screen, who won the penalty. He's a big game
No, it wasn't
player.
a penalty.
It wasn't a
free
penalty.
kick.
Oh, free kick. So it was a red card.
It was just a red card.
Nicholas Booker's coming
Here's
good
the
too
first
there.
goal.
There's
Yep.
his goal. He's coming good this final campaign as well. Are they doing it for Matrish? Benny, what do you think's going on there?
It's interesting you say that. I think that's certainly playing a part in it. I think also Bucco, also Perry Mitra starting to play in his natural positions, certainly been contributing of late as well. So, I think there's no doubt that's part of it.
You saw Jackson Stevens, the captain, scoring the goal. Then Martinello put one in for Croydon Kings to make it 2-1. Had a great season, Croydon Kings. Costanzo, we all know, has hung up his coaching. What do you do when you hang up a coaching thing? Coaching
Pad?
This
thing. What do you call this? Clipboard.
And
there he is, the man of the moment, Terence Carter.
we all know that I broke it, that Travis Dodd is coaching at Croydon next season.
Do you want a medal for that, Rob? Any other big scoops game? You picked
I
Benny.
think Matriciani, I got a funny feeling he's going to Western Strikers
Okay.
next season. Benny, I picked him to go to Modbury, but the wrong Modbury. It's gone to Vista.
Yeah.
So well done, Benny.
Thank you for
Benny
that.
deserved that.
So
It's been
Campbell-
great to be part of this team, though, I must say.
Oh, you'll always be part of the team, mate. We'll call upon you when needed, and if it fits in with your
If you're
schedule, of
available,
course,
yep.
at Modbury Vista. So going back to the head-to-head with these two, they had a 3-3 draw back in July of 2019, Adelaide City and Campbelltown. Adelaide City in a final one on penalties. And I think tonight, it'll be very hard to be decided in 90 minutes this game. But looking here
Well,
at...
that 2019 game, I think it's a cruncher.
You think so?
Yeah.
You're being sarcastic again, Mr. Pipicelli. Ben, as a coach, do you look at stats when you go into games? Are there bogey teams that you look at and think, or is that clear to
You
the...
look at the game that you played 2019.
No, but just the history. Okay,
It does come into it. There's no doubt about it. Whether you like it or not, subconsciously you've got to manage through that. There is times where it's a bogey team. If you know you haven't beaten them at all this season, or you haven't even scored against them this season, that's something you've got to have to work on and think about. There's no doubt about it.
that's right. They haven't scored against Campbelltown this season. And here's another one for you, Mr. Coach Pipicelli.
Different teams.
So if you're the coach of Adelaide City, what would you say when you read that Campbelltown at home against Adelaide City in their last 21 games, Campbelltown have won 5, drawn 3, and they've lost 13 times to Adelaide City. So do you use that as a pep up, Mr. Pepper?
Campbelltown lost 13 times.
Absolutely.
Here?
Yes.
Here, huh?
Yes. To
Oh,
Adelaide
hard to
City.
believe.
To Adelaide City.
Tonight will be 13-6.
How many years does that go back? Because there was a
Yeah,
there was
how
a
many years
period
does that
of
go back?
there was a period of a lot of dominance from Adelaide City during that time, wasn't there? When you think about
The
it.
Maury era, yeah.
Yeah.
13 losses to Adelaide City here.
Different
Campbelltown.
teams, Paul. Sorry.
Okay, all right. So then you want to read more into the more recent stuff?
More recent. I'd say go last 3 years.
I was going to say the last 6 games.
This year.
Okay, yeah, that's fair enough.
So Campbelltown against the Adelaide Comets, of course, lost 3-0, and that's what's got them to this prelim final. Season proper, they drew 0-0 with the Comets. Sorry, that was the first final. Season proper, their last win was against Modbury Jets 2-1. We're talking about Campbelltown City. They also beat Croydon Kings 2-1. They also beat the Raiders 2-1. They drew with Adelaide Blue Eagles 0-0, and they drew with Adelaide United 0-0. So, 1 loss in the last 7 for Fifey. That was last time out against the Comets. Adelaide City, on the other hand, they beat Croydon Kings 3-1, beat Metro Stars 4-1. We saw that game. That was incredible. They drew with Comets 1-1. They lost to Metro Stars 2-1. Back in October, they beat the Blue Eagles 1-0. They also beat Cumberland 4-2, and they lost to Adelaide Olympic 2-1 back early October.
There's a couple of differences in the last couple that Adelaide City have won. They've had a player in the opposition team sent off.
Right.
That's
Won't be
very
the same
true.
in
And
today.
early send-offs too,
And
just
early
quietly.
send-offs.
Yeah. The other thing you mentioned about Dominic Costanzo's influence on Croydon, what about Mark Marino's on Campbelltown? He hasn't
Exactly, I was
played for
just gonna
5
say
weeks,
that.
so
Yep.
that's a big in.
That's going to be a big boom for Campbelltown.
So are they all the evener-uppers, boys? Is that what you're trying to say? Do those
I think so.
variables
I think
even it
so,
all
but
up tonight?
Don't dismiss Adelaide City. Adelaide City are a quality team. Matriciani's done a great job
No one's
with the
dismissed
boys.
them,
They've got the, just got to win today and get to the grand final. Anything can happen.
Those of you watching through Facebook Live, I know that you can make comments. So how about making a prediction, you guys watching at home? Adelaide City or Campbelltown?
Yep.
What do you guys think
Adam
at home?
Howard says Forza Juve. Craig Goodwin is watching with us as well. Neymar want to join at your team. I don't know what that means. Matthew Carey. Let's go
Matty
Adelaide
Carey.
City, tuning in from Darwin. From
Dairy. Is there a new place in Australia you've
Darwin.
invented?
There you go, Matty.
Matty Carey from Coast FM days.
Chris Stitch would have been if there was another broadcast. Oh, we're talking about State League 1. There's no broadcast of that game, but we'll hopefully keep you up to date in those scores.
Has that been live streamed?
I don't believe so.
No.
Oh, okay.
And Vince Tripodi on there once again. G'day, guys. Go City. So, AZ, who will be the better team? Mark Claridge is watching. JP Chirillo is watching. And Tony Lascala is also watching the game.
John Paul.
tonight.
Hello, Tony. How are you, mate? Another fellow Sicilian. Well, what do you think? Campbelltown, Adelaide City. We'll go through those lineups. The home team tonight, obviously, Campbelltown City. It's the most picturesque ground. And before we go through that lineup, I want to thank the ladies in the kitchen. They looked after the entire, or who was here at the time, entire LSA team. And Rob, I agree with you. Best burgers in town. The burgers are better at Campbelltown.
Yeah, 100%. And those burgers were thick as.
Thick as?
Thick as.
Any names come to mind?
That's thick as.
So big thanks to Don and your team here tonight,
Yeah,
mate, for
thank
looking
you.
after our crew, our team. So yeah, beautiful food. Okay, the home team, Campbelltown, as you can see on screen in goals, Nicholas Harpus, the captain, number 2, Sean Harvey. Wearing the number 3 tonight is Blake Carpenter. Wearing number 7 is Joel Allwright. Number 8 is Alex Mullen. Number 9, Mark Marino. Louis Detroit, want a bit from him tonight at number 10. Joshua Baresi's been good in the finals at number 11. Piscineri, Adam Type at 14. Daniel Mullen at 16. And wearing the number 23, Jake Halliday. On the bench for Campbelltown, number 5, Matthew Mullen. Number 6, Dion Kirk. 12, Nicholas Francese. Number 15, Anthony Piscineri. And the reserve keeper for Campbelltown tonight, Jamie Signorello.
And out of the 16 players playing in today's game, how many do you think played in last year's grand final?
Ooh.
Now, before you
Out of
go...
the 16? 13.
Out of the 16.
13.
Correct.
Before,
well done.
Before you go to the Adelaide City lineup, Rob, I reckon there's going to be a minute's silence for one of your great idols, Diego Maradona. Beautifully observed here at the Steve Woodcock Sports Centre. NPL final series, it's week 3, all thanks to Boral, Australia's largest construction materials supplier. Phone 84250400. They have got product quality, service and technical competency. Go.
The 3 players, Benny, Blake Carpenter, Baresi, and I reckon Nicholas Francesi. I'm not sure if he was on the bench last year. They could be the 3 players. Could even be 14 if Francesi was on the bench. But looking at the Adelaide City lineup, it's going to be a big game tonight. Adelaide City in goals, number 1, Alexander Woodlands. Number 4, Jordan Marisic. 5, Zach Waters. And number 7 is Perry Metris. 8, Bradley Corbo. 9, Terence Carter. 10, Evan Kostopoulos. He was supposed to retire 3 or 4 weeks ago. He's still going, and they can still make the grand final too. 11, Nicholas Booker. 14, Aladdin Ilabona. 15, the captain is Jackson Stevens. And 48, Lachlan Barr. On the bench for Adelaide City, it's 16, Thomas Love. 18, Awal Dut. 19, James Boffer. 23, Marcus Orchard. 34, Noah Beladzekri. Reserve goalkeeper is Fabian Garucho. Not forgetting the referee for today's clash. It is senior referee Daniel Elder. His assistant Liam Miller. The other assistant Jack Robinson. And 4th official Christian Verdecchio.
Okay, for those of you that have just joined us, well, good question. I think it's going to go to extra time, and I think it'll just be Campbelltown. But the fairy tale is going to have an extended mix here.
Benny?
Yeah, I'm thinking Campbelltown in a low-scoring affair, either 1-0 or on penalties.
I'll go Campbelltown, maybe 3 or 4-0. Vince Tripodi says 2-1 for City. Rambo Gridley says Adelaide City 2-1. Steve Manoolakis 3-1 to Adelaide City. Everyone's gone for Adelaide City. And David Coop 2-1 to Adelaide City. Matthew Carey 2-1 to Adelaide City. And David Gow, Campbelltown 2-0.
Wow, it is
You'll be the only one.
Heavily favouring Adelaide City, the Facebookers. And the bookies, though, with Campbelltown, who are in the all-red tonight, if you've just joined us. And it's Adelaide City in their traditional black and white stripes. That's what I see here. A bonus foul. That's the first foul of the evening. And Adelaide City kicking to right of screen in their traditional black and white. Campbelltown to left of screen in their all red.
Pitch is beautiful, isn't it?
Great atmosphere. Friday night football, all thanks to Boral this final series. And Irabona to get Adelaide City to their first attack.
So Irabona with a kick. It's worked out well. Goes to Booker. Might have had a shot from there. Decided not to. It was cleverly done, but good shut down there by... there's a chance here in the end.
Wow.
It was creeping up for Adelaide City.
Marisic.
Jordan Marisic. And she could have done better than that, if you see it there.
I think you're asking a lot, but that's not too bad. Wasn't too far wide. Angle against him and not an out-and-out striker.
Yep.
Benny, first goal attempt going the way of Adelaide City.
Yep.
I've just brought you down a little bit, mate, because you've got some vocal happening down there, the coaches.
Kalapari, Campbelltown all the way. There's a lot. Everyone's going for, so Bella Feminini, 3-1 Campbelltown.
So Campbelltown balancing up their supporters as Harpers gets the boot on that too high over Mullen's head. That's out of play. Pogliacomi, the goalkeeping coach, and his first touch tonight off side. Borna with a throw-in. Carter gets a little nudge in the back. As now Mullen should bring Campbelltown out of defence. In fact, he goes backwards to Harvey, the captain. He'll go further wide to All Right in the Sun. Could be an issue for the goalkeeper maybe at the Campbelltown end. Ground now getting covered in shade as in the middle of the park. Barr for Adelaide City finds Irabona, back to Barr, under pressure. Barr goes back to Irabona on the halfway line. Adelaide City looking good at the start here. Quick steal, Corbo under pressure, not much talking as Campbelltown come away with it.
So that goes to Alex Mullen. Centre of the ground it goes, trying to find Baresi, but it's come unstuck. Corbo there. Walters, left side of the park, they go into attack. Looking for the dangerous Carter. Carter with a shot. It was an appeal of handball. Was it a handball? It was. Yeah. So free kick quickly taken here by the keeper in Harpers to Halliday. Campbelltown looking for Marino. Had a rest for 5 weeks. Back in the lineup. as they switch play. Missionary gets a nice switch. Detroyer on the right-hand side. Across the face of goal. No one there, though. Over the goal line. Not quite well kept in by Marino. And he might have won himself a throw-in on that corner flag.
Stevens making sure of it for Adelaide City. Well picked up by the referee, that quick handball by Carter. So Halliday comes across for Campbelltown to take the throw near their attacking corner flag, but Ezzy gave a lead, ignored. Comes in board. Now Pictionary for Campbelltown under pressure from Carter. Too heavy for Halliday, and that'll be an Adelaide City throw-in. Bright start by both teams, Ben.
Yes, certainly is. And it'd be interesting, we're talking about the stats before the game, but I'd love to know how many goals Adelaide City have conceded over the last couple of weeks, because defensively they've been so resolute. They're hard to break down.
The crowd has certainly built up here on this hill end.
4 goals in the last 4 games.
Steve Woodcock Sports Centre.
Sorry, 5 goals in the last 4 games.
As it goes to Captain Harvey for Campbelltown, right-hand side. Detroit trying to do a funny flick, but it's won there by Waters. He finds Carter, left side, trying to get it to Booker, but it's come unstuck. It's Mullen, Daniel Mullen, with the ball. He goes short to his captain in Harvey. All right on that far side. Settling down Campbelltown. Mullen again, Daniel. Berezi. Back to Daniel Mullen. Harvey's kick back to the keeper. Dangerous. Lucky Harpers clears it. Right-hand side of the park. All right. Detroyer. That's going to be a ding-dong battle between Waters and Detroyer. Detroyer tries to switch. Not a good one. Christopoulos was there, but Halliday wins it to Mullen. Alex Mullen. Left side of Carpenter. He's been a good asset for him. He goes out to Berezi. He's been good as well, as Adelaide City clear the ball.
To the halfway line almost, but Campbelltown regain possession now through Pictionary. Goes wide. Carpenter under pressure, finds Halliday further wide. They get the cut back in board, but it's been dealt with. Good defensive work there by the Adelaide City defence. Don't know if that's a corner or a throw-in.
A corner.
They're shaping for the corner. Stats thanks to Green Play Australia. That would be number...
First corner of the game.
And all right, coming across to take it for Campbelltown.
Watch out for Mullen, Daniel Mullen.
Right foot in swinger. Joel all right. Goes deep, very deep. Headed away. Good defensive work by City, and that was Barr. But it's still in play with Carpenter. Gets nudged off the ball, wins a throw-in. Coolbo doing the defensive work on that occasion. So Campbelltown from the throw-in near their scoreboard that's gone blank. It's probably one of the best in the state too. All the way back now. Mullen comes wide to Pictionary. Down the middle to Marino. Laid it back off to Pictionary. Marino wants it back, gets it back. Marino turns now. Tried to play in, but as he didn't come off. And now Booker comes away with it for City, but turned over.
Turned over. Corba does well, goes all the way back to his keeper there in Woodlands. He's had a good season with Adelaide City. Goes out towards his captain in Stevens. Back to Marisic it goes. So Adelaide City going into attack. It's offside by a Country Mile. Perry Mitras on that side of the park. Looked good in the last couple of weeks, Perry Mitras. Playing his, as you said, Benny, playing his good position, natural role.
Yep.
Just for those watching at home, there's the majority of the crowd out of the sun, obviously, on this side of the ground. Don't know if they'll move in the second half, but it's a good crowd here tonight. As the long searching ball forward asks a lot of Marino.
Yeah, I was surprised by that, to be honest. It was a low percentage ball that he just played.
Bit of a breeze out there, Ben, is it?
It is a little bit, yep.
And it's going to get stronger, according to the weather report. Is it favouring anyone?
Crowd's
really,
built up too,
no.
beautifully.
Itaborna now for Adelaide City. Almost fortuitously got to Booker, but Campbelltown in numbers, or Booker shoving Halliday off the ball. Legal, says the referee. Free ball to Carter, a bit heavy on that. And it's all right coming across to do the defending. Marino can't keep it in. That'll be an Adelaide City throw.
It's like he's playing as a striker, Benny.
Two up front.
Booker.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Don't mind that too. Itaborna with the throw-in, trying to find Carter. It's come unstuck. Halliday goes short. Alex Mullen to all right. Right-hand side of the park. Is that Baresi?
No.
That's Carpenter. Carpenter leaves it for Mullen. Alex Mullen switches play. Marino, that was
out there, isn't it?
hard ball to control and just couldn't quite get onto it, and it's gone over the sideline. It will be an Adelaide City throw-in. Just over 8 minutes played. Wing play Australia. Time clock. Scoreboard is 0-0.
It is bouncy, Benny, and they said they cut it twice this week, I heard.
Yeah, and actually this morning, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ends up with the captain, Harvey.
Ooh.
Again, that's not a good pass.
Yellow
And
card.
Halliday will get the yellow card.
Wow. Was it a yellow? Let's have a look on replay.
It was a late tackle.
Late from behind, yeah. Intentional. Had all the hallmarks of the yellow. Well done, Daniel Elder.
That comment you made about Bucco before is absolutely critical to Adelaide City, actually, because that combination with him and Carter has been really quite a really strong partnership over the last couple of weeks.
Good pressure from Adelaide City. Yellow card to Halliday, and now we know what Rob said earlier about the Adelaide City playing against 10 men in the last few games in finals. Halliday will have to tread carefully being a defender. So let's see what Adelaide City can do with this free kick.
So Edabona and Bucco. I think it'll be Edabona. Bucco normally takes the left side of it. No, he's leaving it for Bucco. Chips it nicely. Back post was Zach Waters. Got his head to it.
Barr, I reckon.
Lockie Barr, yeah.
Oh, Lachlan Barr, sorry. And that's gone harmlessly over the goal line.
Adelaide City have started well, Ben.
Yeah, well, that's essentially, really, if you count that as an attempt on, it's their second attempt, off target, of course, and Campbelltown yet to have a goal attempt.
Wow.
Alex Archer, Willie, how hot is it there watching from England? It's fairly hot.
In the sun, it's hot. It's getting cooler over here. The wind is picking up, as you said, Paul.
I think it was about 32 today.
Now it's probably come down to about
Cooling off a bit.
26. Nice.
And they are
Gully
having a drinks
wins.
break as well in this first half, I heard.
Interesting.
So throw in taken here by Edabona. Christopoulos goes to Lachlan Barr. Inside they go. Goes to Marisic looking for Mitras. Mitras controls it. Looking dangerous, Adelaide City. Headed out there by Harvey. Baresi tries to come in to help. Lachlan Barr looking for a cheeky chip.
Why not?
Too high though, and out for a goal kick.
3 goal attempts, Ben.
That's correct. Yep.
All
off target.
replay. That swirling wind, Rob, it could have caused the keeper some trouble, and why not? I think that's good. Adelaide City starting really good tonight. You wouldn't think they're coming from 6th, mind you. Campbelltown finished 2nd in the season proper. It'll be one hell of a feat. We'd have to go through the record books to see the last time someone won a grand final from 6th.
And that's
And
the
the
second
coach
time
not
that's
being
happened
there
now, by
too.
the way. Harpus's kicks from the goal kicks. Just real low percentage balls and just giving up possession very cheaply.
Is that the wind taking it, Ben?
No, not really, no.
So Edabona, as I said, Matriciani getting the, or hasn't been, his contract hasn't been renewed, so
Nice
he's
nudge
done
by
a
Halliday.
great job
Yeah, well, that's a talking point in itself, isn't
to
it?
get him in
was
this
renewed.
position.
It's,
As a throw-in is
Well, it's a
taken.
corner. That'll be a corner to Adelaide City.
Adelaide City's first corner of the half.
Thanks to Green Play Australia.
Wouldn't it be a fairy tale for Matriciani if he can get him to the grand final?
Oh, a long way to go, Rob. We're going early on that.
It is.
Great crowd here
He's
tonight.
done
They're
a
just
great
still
job
coming
so
in.
far.
Still coming in, this crowd. I reckon they got their 1,000 tonight. Well, very close too, as Bucco now for Adelaide City. With a right foot out swinger, maybe going into the face of this wind. Can't beat the near post. Comes out. Marino gives chase. Lays it off to Halliday. Almost overran it. Did well to get it back. Halliday goes into Marisic. Gee, almost a collision there. And it's going to be a free kick to Halliday.
That's Adelaide City's first foul of the half.
Thanks to Green Play Australia.
They're certainly pressing high, aren't they? Got the high pressure game going, Adelaide City.
Can they keep that up for 90 minutes? Who does that break favour, do you think? They had momentum, Adelaide City, but looks like they've picked up where they left off. As Mullen now goes to his captain.
Play some dangerous balls in the back.
With the
That was
bobbling
all right.
ball.
Yeah.
Harvey back to Mullen. Daniel It's Alex. Down the line, that's asking a hell of a lot from Halliday. He'll do well if he kept that in. He's not quite the Flash, although he's wearing the red outfit.
Yeah, Gina Pacillo says, do it for Michael. I presume Michael Matriciani.
I think that's would be part of the motivation. Where was this form during the season, Rob?
Adelaide City, they were always around the mark.
Always around the mark.
Inconsistent, weren't they, a little bit throughout the season?
Certainly came to life in the finals, haven't they?
Yep. So goal kick, Woodlands, Adelaide City, still 0-0 on the Green Play Australia scoreboard. Played almost 14 minutes this first half on the Green Play Australia time clock. The final series thanks to Boral, Australia's largest construction materials supplier. And now it's Carter in the middle of the park. And that is handball against him. Big game player, isn't he, Ben, Terence Carter?
He sure is.
Sometimes can go missing, but God, when he's on fire, look out.
I think he loves games like this, there's no doubt about it.
And I think the couple of weeks would have done him well too, because he had a few niggly injuries, so it is Campbelltown with the ball. Alex Mullen goes to Pictionary, right-hand side of the park. All right was there. Baresi, even further right, Carpenter's there. Goes one way, then the other, looking to get the ball into Mullen.
Oh,
can't quite control it.
I think he wanted to shoot before he controlled it.
Barr got it. Adelaide City on the way. Itabona, he's quick. He's got the ball. He's got Carter in the middle. He looks up, tries to get it to him. Gee, I think he should have gone more direct, I reckon, himself. Attack the defence and maybe go strike a goal. But it's come unstuck, so Campbelltown come away with the ball.
I think he did well because the ball was running away from him. He
should have gone
exhausted
direct. Go for it.
You're a hard coach, Mr. Peppicelli. As Badesi tried to get a head on it. Corbo's around the mark for Adelaide City. Badesi tries to win it back.
That's definitely going to be a danger for Campbelltown because there has been quite a lot of overload down there. There's been 2v1 situations a couple of times down this side.
Stevens has got the captain's armband tonight. Scored last time out. Long searching ball for Christopoulos. Will he keep it in? He won't. And that's out of play. We've got some other games going on tonight. Don't know if we've got any score updates yet,
That's
Rob.
still 0-0. Panthers up against White City. It's 0-0. Won't be able to get unless someone keeps us up to date on the other game, Eastern United and Gawler.
How come that's not on the app?
State League 2 hasn't been on the app.
Even Bet365?
No.
Gamble responsibly.
Good one, Ben. The Adelaide City faithful behind the Harper's goal just to add some pressure. He gets better distance on this as Mullins filled, and it's gone against him. Hang on a minute. No, he's made a mistake. Well done, Daniel Elder. Acknowledge the mistake. Good sportsmanship too between Christopoulos and Mullen.
Mullen was like a stunned Mullen there, just for a minute.
We had to throw one in, didn't you, Rob?
Stunned Mullen.
Stunned mullet.
He was a stunned Mullen.
The
where's that free kick going?
Comedy's been lacking a bit from you lately.
It has, hasn't it?
Ball on the far side, Carpenter. Oh no, that was quite all right actually. All right. Badesi for Campbelltown in the all red tonight. If you're new to the game here in South Australia, wherever you may be watching from, welcome. It's beautiful and warm. We are in summer here in South Australia. Yes, you heard right. The season's gone for 52 weeks this year for some unknown reason.
Well, we started in February. It's only 2 months away.
So Harvey now to the far side where the orange boots is all right. He'll stick out tonight. Daniel Mullen. Now they're on the halfway line. Alex Mullen. Marino wants it, gets it. Nice little flick. Gee, Itabona well read and great feet. Itabona gets filled. Lance says the referee no advantage. He was waiting for the advantage in fairness. Daniel Elder called it up. Free kick, Adelaide City.
So Adelaide City
Itabona's all right, isn't he?
He's playing well.
He's played well.
Yeah.
Goes in board. Goes to Marisic. Finds Booker. Waters.
This is the situation I was talking about before, that 2v1 out here.
Back over to Itabona. Here's a chance for Itabona. One way, then the other. Goes for the shot in the end. Ooh, almost came out of the hands of Harpers. But
first shot on target, first save.
He's picked it and quickly thrown out right-hand side.
It's like a couple of seagulls that were pouncing for that chip when that ball was about to come out.
So a good turn here by
Badesi.
It's been a good pick-up. Got the ball left side of the park. It goes to Detroyer. Goes one way, then the other. He likes to crack it from here. Does so. Does a spin around? No, it doesn't.
Not enough.
That's Campbelltown's first goal attempt.
Just wide of the upright for a goal kick.
Wow, watch this on replay. After 18 minutes, the first shot in anger coming from Detroit. Probably just a little bit too wide. The thought was their keeper would have had it covered looking at that replay. Nevertheless, it's Adelaide City holding sway at the moment. As Borna now.
It's been busy.
Grandstand side, fouled again. Detroit disputes it. The referee Elder has the final say. Watching on replay, arm over the shoulder, no debate. Marisic under pressure. Stevens. Good pressure, good running down by Carpenter. Keeps the ball in the area for Campbelltown.
So Edabona will take this throw in. Approaching 19 minutes in this first half. Thanks to Green Play Australia. Still 0-0. There's Adelaide City, centre of the ground. Booker goes down.
Where's the saddle?
Chip.
Book was asking, where's the saddle? Marino. Yeah. Watching this on replay.
Both coaches not too happy at the moment.
It was Mullen, actually, who wanted to saddle up Booker. Kostopoulos with the head on it, finds Carter under pressure. Mullen, not letting him breathe. Absolutely great tackle. Daniel Mullen now in the middle of the park. Pictionary under pressure from a couple of black and whites. Barr wins out in numbers, finds Booker. Back to Corbo. Carter tried a little flick onto Kostopoulos. Good shielding. Kostopoulos goes to Booker. He's got the player wide there, but didn't come off, and Mitras was licking his lips.
He's got a good shot on him, Booker. I reckon he could have gone for it there, but...
shoot on side is your policy tonight, Rob, is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, that won't be good for Campbelltown if Alex Mullen's got a bit of an injury, because he's been very busy in there.
Absolutely.
Looks like he got treaded on, did he?
Let's have a look.
Not too good.
Maybe on replay.
It's a hamstring, is it?
Maybe a corky.
Thigh. He's holding the thigh on that occasion.
Anyhow, it'll be a goal kick taken here by Harpers. The winner will play Comets next Friday night, Cooper Stadium.
Get yourselves down there. If it's a beautiful night like tonight, which the weather forecast is predicting,
30 degrees, yeah.
Be fantastic, ideal conditions to get down to Coopers and have a Coopers as well. Parlour wouldn't go straight.
As they go inboard.
Drink responsibly, Ben. Where's your tag on that one?
I was going to go the hashtag drink responsibly. As I take a sip. No, just kidding.
Alex Mullen with the ball.
Rob does his best work like that.
Looks like he's recovered. Yeah, true.
Not really. He still looks a
Daniel
bit
Mullen.
ginger.
Halliday.
True, he says.
Goes to Pictionary. Campbelltown looking for an opening. Trying to get to Carpenter, but it's come unstuck. Mitras. Not a good ball.
There's a lot of high balls going in there.
Keeper comes out, has to get rid of it.
It's Carter, how's his form? Let's watch this on replay just for a laugh. Just get out my way. I'm trying to chase the ball. Watch this. Terence Carter, get out my way. You can't do that, Terence.
And I think Halliday asking the question, well, I got a yellow card before.
Fair call.
That was a
fair
bulldozer.
question. Well, not it. Was just a shove. Get out my way, wasn't it?
It was a bulldozer.
Bulldozer.
It's interesting, those wide areas, Detroit and Carpenter, are absolutely fantastic, but both Waters and Irabona, it's hard to get past them tonight.
What have we got here? Brad Donovan, bring back Summer League. Stephen White, commentator's best on ground so far.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Checks in the mail.
Must be watching another game. As it goes out, all
Must
right.
have it on mute.
He's got it on mute, yeah.
All right, enough of that, you children.
Goes to Mullen. Left side of the park, Campbelltown. Adelaide City, can they make the grand final? One of these teams will obviously be there as they go. Right-hand side of the park, great ball to Carpenter. He knows how to score, goes one way, then the other. He'll crack it from there, will he? He does crack it! It's gone in! Into the back of the net! Carpenter! If I was a Carpenter, man, he scored a ripper. 1-0 to Carpenter.
Let's have a look at this on replay, and they're getting around him as they should. Wow. As Rob predicted in the lead up to this goal, he can score.
What a great ball by Detroit as well. Goodness me.
Bit of luck in this because it did hit the post and come in, as you see. Carpenter, though, the byline, Thought it wasn't going to stay in. Did well to beat 2. Still in the 18-yard box. Had a lot to do the angle against him. That left foot hit the post, went in. Wow, what a goal. We've been blessed. There's the long ball. Thought it might not have stayed in. Carpenter did well to keep it in. But then he had a lot to do. Came back inboard. That angle against him. Top corner just about. Keeping no chance, poor old Woodlands. What a start as they go for a
I think
drinks
Mullen's
break.
going to come off, boys.
It's possible. Yeah, there's
probably
certainly a
Comey
shout
saying
out to
keep
the
warm up.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
What a goal. What a great goal by Carpenter. He's been an asset, hasn't he, since he's joined
Sure has.
halfway through the
Outstanding.
season, isn't he?
Look, I tell you what, I don't know what better commercial, what better ad you would have than that to get yourselves down to High Marsh next week, because the standard of the NPL here in South Australia, we are blessed, and I'm not saying it just because we're here and we cover the games. We're lucky enough to cover the games and see this talent on display. And look, I just get yourselves down there is all I can say. It's the whole stadium will be open. There's going to be a capacity of 7,000-ish. So, you know, get it like tonight. Look at a lot of the boys that got themselves together. A lot of families here tonight. It's just a great family atmosphere. Beautiful night here. This
is what community soccer is all about, isn't it?
Yeah. Great crowd, great action.
You can bring your headphones and still watch the game and the replays on Facebook while you're there and listen to the commentary.
Delayed by about 12, 15 seconds, though, Benny.
There you go. Well, they can still get the replays at least, and our special comments.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of replays, that redevelopment at Cooper's, 2 video screens are going to be going up there in that $45 million development.
Oh, wow.
2 video screens, Rob.
Both ends.
I would imagine so. So 1-0 Campbelltown were the favourites tonight, although on Facebook they weren't the favourite. A lot of Adelaide City support on Facebook for Adelaide City. But it's Campbelltown, but there's a long way to go. 25 minutes have passed on the Green Play Australia time clock this first half. These final series thanks to Boral.
Looks like they'll have a break every 20-odd minutes, 22 and a half minutes. So Adelaide City will win a corner kick, I think.
Adelaide City were having a good spell there too, Ben.
Don't write them off.
I won't say against the run of play, but the goal attempts will tell you a story, I'm sure.
And it's interesting because, you know, we just did mention about Carpenter and Detroit getting in behind the fullbacks, and that ball by Detroit was absolutely outstanding.
Booker with a corner kick, very central. A few red shirts going down in the box. Adelaide City will send this back into the box. Kostopoulos got an overlapping run from Waters. That's the way it goes. He gets the ball into the box. A worm burner, as Rob would say. Still not cleared Mitras. Good first touch. Takes it to the byline, chips it in. Carter's there. So is Barr. And a dispute sees the corner. Bit of pinball in there in the end.
Adelaide City's 3rd corner of the half.
Thanks to Green Play Australia. Watching this on replay. Halliday well positioned.
Could have gone anyway.
Coming off all right. Corner kick, Adelaide City.
So Adelaide City with a corner kick on the far side. I think it's Mitras, is it?
Yes, sir.
It is. Would it be a right-footed outswinger? No, left-footed outswinger. Goes in. Chance of Carter. Oh, he should have done better than that. He was right in front. I think it was a fresh area in the end. Where is he?
It's foul.
Runs into a player and he's given away a free kick. Let's see that replay once again, Paul. Not that one.
That's the foul.
That one.
That's a definite foul. I think Rob wants to see the Carter fresh area, if possible, but
that's okay.
We're with a live play at the moment. Ida Borna, free kick. How many frees have...
well, that's Campbelltown's 5th foul of the half.
Conceded.
Yeah,
wow.
Adelaide City have had 3 fouls.
Ida Borna will chip it up, does chip it up. Certainly looking dangerous, Adelaide City. They're not out of this. As it chips it up in the air, Kostopoulos looking for Marisic that moved up, but that one's harmlessly over the goal line for a goal kick to be taken here by Harper.
Look at Nicky Booker's body language. I think he wanted this one. Wham, he wanted that on the left foot, but Kostopoulos on his favourite, of course, had to do the unselfish thing and the right thing too to boot.
And looking at the scores in the State League, it's Panthers 1, White City 0.
Wow.
If anyone's got the other game in the State League 2, Eastern United and Gawler, if you want to put it on the Facebook page.
So throw into Campbelltown. They lead 1-0 on the Green Play Australia scoreboard. That's only the... Oh, that's a high foot. Dangerous play by Waters.
That Carter opportunity earlier, it's almost like that was too easy for him because some of the goals he's scored have been absolute belters over the last couple of weeks.
True. So now free kick to Campbelltown, far side of the ground. Light's starting to take effect. Beautiful night here tonight in South Australia. Very picturesque ground. Adelaide Hills in the background.
The best is in the east.
No, in the west, because that's what rhymes. So Detroit now, he'll put this to the tip of the hot spot. Plenty of red shirts there ready to meet it. Louis Detroit goes low and hard. And there's a shot. Cleared goal! Mullen. I thought he was going to come off. No, that's the Alex type. And I tell you what, a bit of lax defending there as you watch on the replay.
They didn't deal with that very well, did they?
No, they didn't. Bit of 29th minute. Watch this on the replay though, boys. Louis Detroit low and hard. There's your first chance for Bar. Misread it.
Yeah,
back to ball. Yeah. Well, yeah, unbalanced.
Got to get rid of it there. You can't just muck around with it.
Here it is
See
again.
the replay.
Just watching Bar, yeah, a little bit unbalanced. Mullen kept his feet, and the rest is history. 2-0 Campbelltown. Is the Peppercelli prediction on again? Wow.
And now that Campbelltown are buzzing like this, you cannot see them being beaten. I don't.
Well, we saw them against Comets, if you remember. They were 2-0 up, and Comets came back strong, and they were lucky to win that game. Campbelltown scored a goal right at the end by Marino. So it can change.
And it's not like Adelaide City played bad.
No, that's right.
They've had more goal attempts.
They have, yep.
Anyway, it's Campbelltown with a ball who are starting to really put their force on this game, possession-wise and on the scoreboard.
And not forgetting, if they do make the grand final next week, Campbelltown, and win it, it'll be their hat-trick. 3 in a row.
Is that right? Good stat, Rob. I didn't think you went that far back, though. So Halliday for Campbelltown.
My memory's good.
See, when he wants, Benny, he goes back 3 years, but he doesn't like when I go back 3 months.
I'm just saying, 3 in a row.
So I thought that history didn't count for you, Rob. Harvey.
It could be 3 in a row.
Back to Harpers. I'd be happy just to keep possession now, Campbelltown. This 2-0 buffer.
That short-range passing game is much their strength, so they should be sticking to that anyway, rather than trying to play long balls from the back.
Missionary in the middle of the ground now. Tried to find Marino, couldn't. Stevens was in the way. Now they'll come out of it. Christopoulos for Adelaide City need to get one back before half-time.
Oh, yeah.
Mitras with a little flick on fortuitous. Well, more in hope than anything.
Just on Jordan Kania just gave us a score update. Thanks to you, Jordan. Gawler and Easton, it's 1-1.
Thank you, Jordan, on the Facebook. It's the captain, Stevens, now. Good work.
Did well, didn't he, there?
Up the line to Christopoulos. Halliday hot on his hammer. Iraborna. Bar under pressure. Where's the talking? Halliday. Oh, it starts there. Buko, Carter, Buko, Piscineri. There's some protesting going on the sidelines we can hear, but anyway, it's with Mitras for Adelaide City. He's got an overlapping run ignored, chips it into the box, couldn't be the first man in Arby, and Corbo with another chance for City.
So Adelaide City with the ball, Lachlan Barr. They're not out of this, they're looking okay. Mitras, left side of the park. Walters, I think, is there on that left side. Up in the air it goes, trying to clear it, Campbelltown. Detroit, right up in the air. That'll bring rain, but it won't rain, if that makes sense. Goes up to Harvey. Left side to Halliday. Campbelltown do clear it. Looking for Detroit. On him is the captain in Stevens. And they've lost out Campbelltown. Stevens will clear it. She luckily ended up with a keeper in Woodlands.
Woodlands finds Iraborna now for Adelaide City to work their way out of defence. Christopoulos, they're trailing 2-0. Corbo in the middle of the park. Goes further wide. Overlapping run, Waters. Waters holds it up, comes back inboard to Corbo. Corbo wanting a run. Goes short. Mitras under pressure, has to go back. All the way back to Marisic. Stevens next in line. Stevens now goes the long searching ball, low percentage. It's through to the keeper, but Iraborna almost stole it.
That was risky.
You watch this on replay, how close this was.
Almost, right
yeah, look at this. Bit of hesitation there, and Harper's
lucky.
hesitated as well. Defender, goalkeeper Not great talking or shooting, but
I
they
think they
got away with
underestimated
it.
Irribona's speed there as well, didn't they?
Absolutely.
So Campbelltown with the ball. They are leading 2-0 here at Steve Woodcock Sports Centre. Carpenter runs onto it. Gee, he's good when he's got the ball. Shot just wide off the upright. He knows where the goals are. He's a sneaker. And just wide off the upright for a corner kick.
Not too dissimilar to the first goal that he scored. And it is a corner, so Woodlands.
Quickly taken, goes to All Right. Back to goes to Marino. Squares it up. Mullen might crack it. No, decides to go to Baresi. And cheeky little shot.
Corner again.
And another corner. On the right-hand side this time.
I reckon that came off Marisic, though, defender. Just watching on replay. Good turn by Baresi. Yeah, definitely off the defender, Marisic. So, how many is that they've racked up, Benny? They're starting to...
Corners?
Yeah, exist.
That's Campbelltown's third corner.
Thanks to Green Play Australia. Racking up a lot of possession, too, at Campbelltown.
Sure are. And they're getting the balls in the right areas now, too. Very dangerous.
So, left foot in swinger this one will be. Looks like Carpenter far side, front of the scoreboard. It's blanked out on us tonight. Very deep. Troy will keep it alive, though.
I'm surprised Rob didn't say Carpenter hammered that.
Oh, Benny.
Oh, yeah. Not bad. I'll keep that in my notes.
Or he nailed it, should I say. Nailed
nailed
it.
it.
For sure.
See, this is why you don't get commentary like this on the boring Fox. But anyway, Piscineri finds Baresi further wide to Carpenter. Comes inboard. Piscineri finds Mullen. Centre circle. Wants a runner. Detroit ignored. All right, he switched sides. Goes back to Halliday. He goes wide to the captain, Harvey. Campbelltown on the charge. What's Harvey going to do? Back to Carpenter. He goes down the middle. Gee, Mullen a bit too fancy for his own good in Adelaide City. Come away with it.
They're going to attack. Mitras wins it. He's got the ball. This time, that's not Mitras, it's Booker. Well done, Booker. Great shot.
It's one for the highlights
good
reel.
save there by the keeper.
Gee, look at this from distance, Booker. Right foot. That was
That's
on.
what I mean. These guys can crack it.
That would have been goal of this. How many goals of the season can we see in a final series?
That's right. That's right. He had those intentions. As soon as that ball bounced in front of him, he had no other thing in mind, did he, other than to hit it.
Been on fire this final series that we've seen. He goes short to Irriborna. Irriborna chips it into the box. Doesn't beat the first man, but it's bobbled through. Bar with a chance. Charge down. Waters now from distance. Goes short. Chipped in ball by Kostopoulos. Only as far as Mitras it's cleared. Back to Waters. Will he go with his left? But is he doing defending, believe it or not? Still Waters. Chips it in. Who's there to meet it? Harpus. And saves the day for Campbelltown.
So Harper's big kick forward. Over the halfway line. It's gone to Carpenter. It's gone in. It's gone in. It's gone in. That's Marino, by the way. It wasn't Carpenter. That's 3-0 to Campbelltown. And who picked 4?
Easy, Rob. What a goal. What a clearance. That's an assist by the keeper, if we can go back to the assist. And Campbelltown on fire. Wow. And that's a long ball.
But that was Marino.
Marino, great control. Look at this. Brought it down to feet. Inside from the keeper. What was the keeper doing so far out? Just quietly with 2 defenders still there. And they still had done a lot to get it on target, Marino. And he's happy about that. Wow. That was an assist from Harpus, wasn't it?
Yeah, great ball.
He's fine-tuned his distribution. His long-range distribution was a bit off early in the game, but that was absolutely outstanding.
He's listening to you there, Benny.
Well, you know.
Benny Dale, our boundary rider, who's got a gig with the Modbury Vista next season.
It's going to be a tough one. But he'll be all right.
I was going to say, Rob, you're predicting already. He hasn't even started.
I don't want to hear your predictions.
Yes, I think you don't want
right.
It's getting a bit scary, Mr. Peppercelli.
I know, I'm scaring myself.
So ball out of play. Campbelltown 3-0 up. It's not even half time. Prelim final. Did Adelaide City play their final 2 weeks ago? But they have not played bad. Exactly. It's not reflective of the game by any means.
It just goes to show Campbelltown's quality in that attacking third, though, doesn't it?
Clinical.
Ruthless, absolutely ruthless.
Irriborna's been good for Adelaide City tonight. Finds Bar. He chips it forward, but gee, didn't look. So Mullen will clear this easily in the end. Kostopoulos on the halfway line. Corbo finds Bar. Bar looks up. this time better to feet of Carter, but geez, he's had it taken off him by Harvey. Short to Mullen. He's had it taken off him. Harvey now goes back to the keeper. Harpers clears to the halfway line. The Troyer's there. So is Marisic. Barr. Christopoulos. Corbo. Eventually comes down to feet. And all right, tidies up for Campbelltown.
Goes to Halliday. Halliday with the ball. Left side of the park. Goes towards Detroit. Don't know what he's trying there. I think he was trying to go to Marino.
He's trying to flick onto Marino.
Goes Detroit, loses out in the end. Christopoulos wins it. Goes to Barr.
I love his body language.
Goes to Marisic.
Paul, I know you love your stats. It'll be interesting to see the last time Adelaide City conceded 3 goals, certainly in one half anyway.
How many challenges are you going to give me in one night, Ben?
Jackson Stevens goes into attack with the ball, so trying to find Irabona at Halliday. Mullen. Got to get rid of it, Harpers. Irabona, it's not Irabona, it's Carter putting pressure. Campbelltown playing a bit, well, worry in the back line there, but Harpers, good ball. Goes out to Detroit. Halliday, he's got all right, switches play, controls it. Goes short, is that Carpenter this time? Yep, it is. Looks for a play, Baresi wins it. Baresi goes to Marino, he can't quite get there though. Well read there by Marisic, clears it. Finds Mitras. Waters. Goes to Barr, Lachlan Barr with the ball. He'll chip it up, does so to find Carter. He hasn't done nothing at all so far. Can't write him off too. As the ball goes harmlessly over the sideline for a throw-in.
I can't answer your original question there, but I can give you another stat, Benny. In 22 games in the minor round, they only conceded 23 goals. So I'd say you'd have to go fair way back to see the last time they conceded.
But certainly not this season.
3, having one of the best defences in that top 6. And
yeah, they were shell-shocked there.
So Adelaide City with the throw-in. Headed out.
wow.
Carpenter trying to get to it. Booker's worked hard. Mullen looks like he's recovered, hasn't he, Alex Mullen?
It's good for them.
Thought he was out.
Sure.
As the play goes down.
Nicky too enthusiastic.
5 fouls apiece in this half.
Watching on replay there. He was just probably a bit annoyed he didn't get the free kick a few moments back, Nicholas Booker. Just a bit over enthusiastic. 41 minutes, Benny's gone in this first half on the Green Play Australia time clock. Hint, hint. You didn't remember from what I said at the start.
Oh, yes, I do. Yes. Well, I actually had an idea about that. But
okay, that's all right, as long as you can
do something.
Well said. So Halliday for Campbelltown. They find themselves 3-0 up. It's approaching half-time in the prelim final here in South Australia. Final series thanks to Boral, Australia's largest construction material supplier. It's been a great final series here in Adelaide, South Australia, even though we've had a bit of a stop-start to it. As now Booker for Adelaide City. Can they peg one back before half-time? 3-0 down psychologically is not a good scoreline to go in at half-time. Unless you're Liverpool, of course. Christopoulos tries to find and finds it, a bon offside flag up.
Yeah, 2-0. To go in at 2-0, you always got a chance, haven't you? 3-0, not as much, yeah, obviously.
It's going to take something big to concede 4 goals, but if they can get the 3, obviously get it to extra time. That's not out of reach at this stage.
Yeah, 3-1 before half-time is what you're probably hoping for as an opposition coach.
I've seen it done in the A-League or the National League a couple of times. 3-0 up, 3-all, penalty shootout.
So Harpers finds his team 3-0 up. He's got to be happy with that. Coming to half-time as Piscineri. So Campbelltown in their all red tonight. I like the traditional strips. Booker under the ball. Couldn't control it. Piscineri does. Halliday looks up. Good dummy. Getting pushed back though. Carter tries to apply some pressure. Harvey comes out of defence for Campbelltown. Not completely as Mullen gets pushed back. Daniel Tight now to Jake Halliday. He looks up the line. Detroit gave him something. It's taken, but he goes back to Daniel Mullen. happy to keep possession in the defensive half as we're 2 minutes away from half time.
So it is on the, with Harvey, the captain, Daniel Mullen. Goes short to Halliday, Mullen again. Just don't like the way they're pushing it in the back line. They're living dangerously.
Look very confident though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's a couple of, you never know. There's a right-hand side of it, it's all right. Looking for Marino. As Idabona goes down.
Silly.
It'll be interesting to see if Marino has 90 minutes in him, considering he hasn't played a lot of games over the last 6, 7, probably 8 weeks.
Yep.
Try to do a Terence Carter there and get out my way.
Maybe you want him to play a full game, though, Benny, wouldn't you?
Well,
if he hasn't played for a while.
I think, if they once they put the game to bed, I think you probably want to rest him for the rest of the game.
Okay.
Preparation for next week.
What would you give him, 70 or 80?
Yeah, I'd be going 70 max.
So Adelaide City now trying to find Idabona over his head. That'll be a throw in. 44 minutes gone on the Green Play Australia time clock. Green Play Australia scoreboard. Campbelltown 3, Adelaide City 0. This is a knockout prelim final. It's all thanks to Boral. No second prizes tonight. And I think my extra time prediction's out the door as well.
And it's very warm for the players as well. Extra time. Did you pick a draw then?
Oh, I thought it'd go to extra time and then Campbelltown in extra time. But you know, have not played bad, Adelaide City, so I don't know what Matrish is going to say, because it's more of the same. Keep your heads up, boys. And
they've only had one less goal attempt than Campbelltown for the half, so
Carter
not as though they haven't had their chances.
Takes it to the byline, tries to get it in before half-time, but Mullen will deal with this. Off the side of the boot. Corbo lays it off to Booker, who's capable from there, shoots and straight at the keeper. And into the breadbasket of Harpus.
She was dangerous, wasn't it?
Was on target and had to be saved. As I said, Adelaide City have not played bad. 4 minutes of extra time to be played, according to the fourth official, Christian Verdicchio.
So the kick here by Harpus, right-hand side of the park. Goes out Adelaide City, though. Corbo loses the boy. Giving away a free kick, though.
Quite blatant. And Ben, you'd be happy with the referees nowhere near close to the colours of the two teams tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
So maybe they heard your commentary.
Maybe they did. So Louis the Destroyer Troyer on the far side, looking to put this in. Will they maybe get a bit of icing on the cake with a fourth? Into the hot spot, Louis. Yeah.
So Detroyer with the ball.
Ooh.
Decides to square it up to Pictionary. Goes left side of the park to Marino. He controls, goes to Halliday. Back it goes to Pictionary. Is he going to chip it through? And too close to the keeper. He'll pick it up. And Marino is struggling, isn't he? Hasn't played for a while.
There's nothing like match fitness, eh?
Yeah,
that's right.
And that's where Comets, with 4 weeks off, I don't know how Barney's going to keep him.
Well, they played
He's a very switched-on coach, so he's got some sort of, he'd have some sort of plan in place to keep them fit. But as you said, games are where it counts.
You can't replace games of intensity.
Bar looking good, but it's come unstuck. Pictionary to Carpenter. Here we go again. No, but he decided to go the wrong way. And Idabona. He's had a good first half. Right-hand side of the park. Good tackle there by Marino. Goes to Carpenter.
Someone's lost their shin pad.
Idabona.
Ends up with Mullen. Certainly recovered after that bit of a scare.
Benny, a bit of frustration coming into Adelaide City with their cheap free kicks, if I may say.
The urgency they had before, they were first to the ball in that first 10, 15 minutes. Now they're second to the ball, and that frustration, as you said,
Here we are, some more.
I mean, to me, is that a yellow?
Theoretically should be.
I mean, Halliday was probably unfair.
That's
if
right.
that's the case.
Where's the consistency?
Yeah.
I know
and
that
Elder's done well, don't get me wrong, but
it's
not a criticism, but I just think that if Halliday was a yellow earlier, then that's a yellow too.
So Panthers leading 1-0, and it's half-time there. White City reduced to 10 men.
Ooh, the Troyer with a free kick into the box. Idabona. It's had plenty of touches, finds Booker. 4 minutes of extra time to be played in this first half, according to the fourth official. We've played 2 and a bit. Oh, if they got through to Booker. Irabona might get a second chance. He does. Booker now wants a run from Corbo, fairly static, waiting for the reserves to get up there. The Army reserves, and what happens now when it hits the referee?
Drop ball.
And you're in possession. That's right. Gives it to the team that was in possession. They didn't contest that. So Corbo now time the enemy into the last minute of the first. Oh, wow. That could do damage to the solar panels up there.
Yeah, hit the Joe Natali balcony.
And it will probably get stuck up there.
Yep.
Don't know too many kids that need to chase that ball. But he had to be done, Rob.
I'll bring my ladder tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, right. You go there to kill yourself for a ball.
I wouldn't think so.
I'd get the solar panels. Bring them down, mate.
So it'll be Harper's to take this probably last kick. No, it's not. He said 4 minutes, didn't he? So it's another 30 seconds to go.
15 seconds, according to my watch.
Oh.
I trust this one, mate.
Goes out. And it will be the last kick.
There you go, half-time here at the Steve Woodcock Sports Centre. Prelim final, it's all thanks to Boral. And we're going to be going in at half-time. Campbelltown leading 3-0 over Adelaide City. Benny Dale down there with Alex Mullen.
Yeah, I've got Alex Mullen with me. Alex, Adelaide City, a lot of pressure early on in that first half, but goodness me, you guys responded outstandingly. How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel good.
Yeah.
I think we're shaping up pretty well, and well, kind of the game plan was to just settle for the first 10 and then kind of work ourselves into the ball. We know if we can keep the ball, especially on this pitch, bigger pitch, will be hard to beat. So I think we did that, steadied the storm in the first 10, and I think we're on top. So yeah.
Some of the long-range distribution you were trying from that defensive third early on wasn't really working, but then when you managed to get those balls into those dangerous areas, goodness me, Carpenter, Marino, yourself, all looking really dangerous there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our front four are capable of anything if they're on their day. It's just a matter of our back six, just marshalling people around, making sure our shape's right. We win the ball, we get the ball to them. They kind of hopefully work their magic. So
they certainly did. And how's the leg?
It's good. Yeah, thanks.
Good luck.
Well done, Benny.
Well done, Benny.
It's 10 out of 10, mate.
I felt sorry for him, trying to catch his breath.
Do you reckon he was being completely honest about the leg on that occasion?
Look, he certainly looked a lot, his movement was a lot freer late in that first half than what it was after the initial contact, but
he'll feel it after.
Yeah, he'll just need to be careful what he does now at half-time, yeah.
When you're winning, you don't feel him. I can tell you before we go through the half-time stats, Blake Carpenter opened the scoring in the 23rd minute, followed up by Alex Mullen in the 29th, and Mark Marino put some icing on the cake in the 36th. Jake Halliday, the only yellow card of the game so far, and no scorers obviously for Adelaide City. Those half-time stats those part stats brought to you by Greenplay Australia. Now the stats complete, thanks to Greenplay
Nicholas
Australia.
Harpus was the busier of the keepers as far as saves made. He made 3 saves to Alex Woodland's 1 in that first half. Both teams having 3 goal attempts on target. Campbelltown with 4 off target and Adelaide City with 5 off target. Adelaide City had 4 corners to Campbelltown's 3, and there was quite a few fouls, as you saw near the end, with Adelaide City getting a little bit frustrated late in that first half. They had 8 fouls to Campbelltown's 5 fouls, and Adelaide City had 2 offsides in that first half as well.
So, Mr. Modbury Vista coach for next season, as the coach going in half-time, you saw the frustration as a coach, 3-0 down, what do you say?
Oh, gee, wow. I mean, the hard part is they can't afford to concede another goal, Captain Obvious here. But they didn't do too much wrong, as you saw in that first 10-15 minutes. If they can start off the second half the way they did in the first, but they just need to take their chances, they've got to get an early goal, otherwise the game's going to be beyond their reach very, very soon.
Do you tell them we're doing all right, boys, it'll come?
You've got to be positive. You've got to try to maintain that confidence and try to get them to regroup. There's no doubt about that. But what do you say? There's a lot of experience in there, so those players know what's going on. They know that they probably made a couple of uncharacteristic errors defensively they haven't done over the last couple of weeks. They haven't been ruthless enough and clinical enough in front of goal. They need to; those chances need to be taken and or created better than what they were. Because I think Campbelltown were getting them to shoot from quite distance. They didn't really get any clear-cut chances. So unless they can get an early goal in this second half, I think the experience of Campbelltown will put this game to bed.
I think the key is Carter, and he's got to get into it and maybe score a goal early to get Adelaide City in the back in the match.
Well, early in that first half, they got Irabona into those wide areas, but they didn't really get Mitras into the other wide areas. So that's a dangerous spot if they can do that, but they didn't do it enough. And I think that's where they missed Pellegrino a little bit because his distribution.
Yeah, where's he tonight?
I think he broke his foot, didn't he? Just before the end of the season.
Oh, wow, yeah, big miss.
Yeah, I mean, and his distribution into those areas is quality. But having said that, they haven't missed a beat since he hasn't played either, just quietly. So
True.
Yeah.
Don't forget to visit the RAA website for your travel inspiration or visit an experienced RAA travel agent at one of our 10 locations across South Australia and get planning your holiday today. Your holiday within Australia, Benny. Are you going to go on holidays, mate?
I think I'm going to. I'm going somewhere. I don't know. My wife's got it all planned.
If we're all allowed to
the
go.
week after.
Robbie,
Somewhere.
some score updates before we take a break.
Yeah, White City's still down 1-0. We've been reduced to 10 men. That's half-time down there as well.
Yep.
And in the other game, we've got an update from Jordan. So Jordan, if you can give us a half-time score there. So Gawler and Easton, it was 1-1.
Here at the Steve Woodcock Sports Centre, NPLSA prelim finals, all thanks to Boral. We go in at half-time, Campbelltown 3, Adelaide City 0.
I'm sorry I broke your window.
Don't worry, Damien. Look, I'm putting a claim in now. All done.
Whoa, I don't want to break that too.
I see your car's fixed already.
It's good to be with
Welcome to Boral Connects, a new way of doing business with Boral that has been designed to improve your customer experience while saving you valuable time. Our aim is to provide you with near real-time delivery information and transparency of your concrete orders. Visit boralconnects.com.au.
the side now. The needle picks up and goes back to the side. The needle picks up and goes back to the side now. The needle picks up and goes back to the side.
Where should we go to next? Queensland? Tasmania? Yeah, we can. Oh, I've always wanted to go to Broome and Uluru and the Blue Mountains.
Thinking about a holiday interstate? Talk to the travel experts at RAA and keep
and make another sub number 10 for 16.
I'm just trying to make those changes, Benny. 16, Thomas Love on, and Orchard, Marcus Orchard on. 7, I saw Perimetris off, and who was the other off? Derek, sorry, it's my fault. Go, Benny.
Thank you for that. I'm not sure who the other person that came off. I know that...
You can ask Christian, he's right in front of you, mate.
Yeah.
So Metris definitely off. It looks like Carter's off.
No, Carter's...
Oh, he's on the far side, yep. Niederborn still there. Wow. So, got to find the second person off. Captain's there.
Perimetris, we know that.
Yeah, we know Perimetris.
Is Booker there? Yep.
Underway in the second half here. Big ask for Adelaide City. Christopoulos off.
Yep.
And Mitras off.
Yep.
For Adelaide City, and of course Thomas Love on and Marcus Orchard on.
Gee.
And as we said, a big ask for Adelaide City. There's a tribute to Maradona on the screen in the background.
There it goes.
A legend for Napoli, getting him their first title.
You want to get that, boys, if you can see it? Maradona on the scoreboard.
There you go, Robbie. You happy now?
Yes. The legend. Play for a great club, Napoli.
Marino couldn't control it out of play. Adelaide City throw in. They want the first one in the first 10 minutes, you would imagine, Ben.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously no changes for Campbelltown. Alex Mullen's still on there.
Yep, no changes for Campbelltown.
So throw in to be taken here by Waters. They're attacking on the left side of the screen that you are watching. And obviously Campbelltown kicking towards the clubhouse end. As Campbelltown will get the free kick.
Early frustration from Corbo again, Ben.
Yeah, and Lockie Barr, uncharacteristically, just giving the ball away. He did that near the end of the first half too, so he's got to just get that ball moving a little bit quicker. He's getting caught there.
So free kick going the way of Campbelltown, attacking the goal to our right in the all red. Adelaide City kicking to our left in the black and white traditionals. Loser, well, season finished. Winner, grand final next week, Friday night against the Comets. So Captain Stevens got in the way, finds it at Borna. He finds Love, finds Booker. Looking for Carter, but Mullen will get there first, and Daniel Mullen clears to the safety of the line. Next week, Friday night, the grand final, get yourselves down there. Perfect weather, 7:20 kickoff, and the whole stadium will be open.
So throw-in taken, goes to Love. Ends up on the right-hand side of the park. Adelaide City go towards Marisic. That's from Stevens. Captain Stevens again with the ball. Goes deep into attack, looking for Orchard. All right. Clears it.
Nice touch, Matrish.
So throw-in quickly taken here by Waters. Marisic. Blockland bar back to Marisic it goes. Probably go to his captain. Will he? Won't he? He won't. Goes to Waters. Instead. Goes to Booker, back to Waters. Marisic, they start up once again. Looks for an opening. Oh, not a good ball. Straight to Mullen. He'll go to Marino. Marino with the ball inside the block. Can he crack it? Decided to cut it back.
No, he was going the shot and he's hurt himself. He's done a calf.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Done a calf. And
doesn't look good.
He's gone down. He won't be in the grand final next week. Looking at that. See if we can pick it up on replay. He went too hard with that shot.
Yeah, that was a very tight angle, I think.
Hopefully it's only cramp because he hasn't played for a while.
Hopefully, but by the look of his body language, I think it's more than cramp.
Doesn't look good, yeah. He was in two minds, Benny, just watching the replay. He was going to go to kick the living daylights out of it, as we watch on replay now.
And then he cramp.
Well, we've seen him score from that angle, haven't we? So, understandably, he backed himself, but...
yeah, it's only cramp, boys.
Well, let's hope so. And I think if that's the case, you may as well get him off and put him in some cotton wool for next week.
Dr. Pepper.
Oh, you talking to me? What shall I do?
Well, you've given the
I said cramp.
Diagnosis. Yeah. Scoreboard's back with us.
In warm conditions too. Probably doesn't suit him.
So you could always bring Dion Kirk straight into that role, straight swap. He played there against Comets, didn't he, I guess, with Marino being out.
He
can do the job. Different player, of course, but he can still do a job there for him.
So you got a bit of homework as he comes to the bench, Benny, just to find out for our viewers. Is it just cramp, or is it something
He's
more
walking,
sinister?
He's walking quite well.
Definitely cramp.
I mean, certainly looks a lot better than we did.
Might not even come off.
It just seized on him.
So Carter now in the middle of the park for Adelaide City, but there's no one there. All right, goes wide. Carpenter backtracks.
Back on Marino.
Halliday further back to Mullen. Daniel Mullen may use his keeper, does so. Harpers goes to the far side of the ground.
Look at that distribution. It's a lot better than he was started.
Beautiful. Halliday giving the overlapping run. She's getting clipped. Leon says the referee. Love giving chase for Adelaide City. Mullen holding him back, and that's a free kick to Adelaide City.
No, other way.
Other way.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me have a look at this one.
First.
Yeah, certainly the first.
Oh, yeah, there's the first grab. Yeah, then there's a second. Well done by the assistant referee there.
Nice scoreboard operation, wasn't it?
Could be Liam Miller or Jack Robinson.
I think Jack Robinson's on this side.
Okay, it's a free kick. It'll be taken here by Harpers. Scoreboard's working. Well done, Don, the president.
No, it's wrong. We've played 5 minutes. We've played 5.5 minutes, and that's showing 3.5.
Oh, well. He's got it going anyhow.
It's a good-looking scoreboard, though. Them and Metro Stars are right up there.
I think you'd be taking Marino off. He's not moving 100%. There's no point
Just
in
cramping up all the time.
Benny, you might want to bring your mic closer to your mouth, Mark, because I'm just bringing you down a bit because you've got a lot of excited people on the sideline there.
So it's Adelaide City with the ball. It's the captain, Stevens. Can they get back into this game? Wouldn't think so. He's had a bit of bite and love.
Like you didn't say it the other way around.
Goes out to Boko. Marisic. Trying to find Orchard. Can he get to it? All right. He's got the ball. He's given away a free kick.
Nudge in the back, watching on replay.
That change looks imminent to me now with Dion Kirk coming on.
Fairly soft, but it was there. So Zach Waters over the ball for Adelaide City. They want one in the first 10 to 15 minimum, just to have hope. So what can Zach Waters do here with a left foot in swinger to the hot spot? Penalty spot this should make it to. Diving header by Carter. Have I got the Peppercelli ESP? Definitely not. Interesting clearance by...
That's a special talent, Paul.
Yeah, I know.
It takes years.
I thought a bit might have rubbed off on me hanging around you for all these years.
A bit's rubbed off on you, but I think it was from the hamburger earlier.
Oh, that's not nice. What a beautiful hamburger it was. As Waters now centres the ball. Corbo, someone said have a dig. I agree with you, whoever said that. Corbo from distance goes short. Inside there was Stevens. Back to Corbo, back to Book. Well, he's a man that can have a dig. Goes for a chip instead. Might evade all players, but Orchard giving chase, keeps it in and wins a throw-in.
So Marino will be taken off, I reckon.
And here it is. Just asking Benny, precautionary or mandatory?
I will ask that question.
Precautionary, yeah.
We'll see what happens if he gets the ice back onto his calf as well.
So Dion Kirk from Star Trek. It's your line. Sorry, Robbie, I'm stealing your lines now. Carter in the box for Adelaide City, lays it back off. Waters chips it into the box. Flying high is a chance. Bar over the bar. Well,
First goal attempt in half.
Yeah, they needed that to go in without stating the obvious. Is watching
Guys,
this on
just in
replay.
the State League, White City have equalised, so it's Panthers won,
Wow, with
White
10 men.
City won with 10 men, yeah.
Is there a bearing on that game, or Panthers already up and?
Well, Panthers are already up.
But if Panthers win, then Sturt are promoted. But if White City win, then they'll be playing for that second
Grand
promotion
final.
spot
It's a
against
real grand
Sturt next
final.
week. Yeah,
A real grand final. Well said, Rob.
I think they need to change that in the State League 1s and 2s.
Make it promotion. Do like the playoffs in England. Exactly.
In the Premier League, fair enough.
So Orchard hacks the ball forward. Carter the target man. It's had a quiet game. All right, plays it back, and Captain Harvey goes for the safety of the line.
So throw into Waters for Adelaide City. If they can peg one back, you don't know what could happen. Throw goes to Carter. He's the one that can get him back into this game. We've seen him score some great goals.
That's Adelaide City's third infringement of the half already.
That frustration hasn't waned from the end of the first half, which is not a good sign.
No.
So Harper's will take this goal kick.
With Kirky coming on, Dion Kirk, it looks like he's gone more into a 10 role. Barisi's pushed up a bit higher, but maybe it's just a little bit of rotation in those two positions, I'm not sure.
So it'll be another throw into Campbelltown, a bit closer to goal. Nice little flick there by Mullen, but they've turned it over. He tried the same, didn't come off. Alex Mullen now with the ball at his feet, chips it into the box. Who's there to meet it? Watch the far post, as Stevens didn't want to take a chance because Carpenter was there. Carpenter now, scorer of the first, comes back inboard, lays it off to Halliday, plays it back inboard to Carpenter on his non-preferred, wants to get on his left, gets on his left, little back heel. Stevens read it best, and City should clear through Corbo.
Ooh, the flare.
He's a bit of a trickster, isn't he, Carpenter?
Well, we're going back to the 80s, boys.
He's got plenty of tools he can use. But anyway,
throw in taken.
Ben's still trying the Peppercelli comedy.
If my kids were listening, they'd probably laugh.
Or cry.
I know my wife would be, that's for sure.
I didn't hear what you said, by the way.
He's got plenty of tools.
Oh,
Carpenter.
Gotcha.
Anyway, let's move on.
As it goes to Detroit, Campbelltown leading 3-0. They've got a foot into the grand final. And they get both of them into the grand final. 3-0 up. Certainly it's helping them. Goes to Barr. Waters trying to get past Kirk. Ends up with Lachlan Barr. You see the flares on your screen just behind the goals. Adds a bit more excitement.
That's stupidity.
Is it illegal though?
Of course it's illegal.
Especially this.
I mean, it's gone out.
And
fire dangerous higher in the off the area.
Up this way.
That's grade 2 material.
Why is the flare always orange?
That's a good question.
Is that a stupid question?
No, I think it's a good question. Why aren't they green, white, pink?
Benny's liked it.
Who liked Benny?
I might have to Google flares after and just see. Probably come up with 70s jeans.
Yeah.
So now Marisic calling his keeper to come and get it, but Woodlands didn't want. Detroit bearing down on him. A few post-mortems going on in that box.
It's interesting because Woodlands was playing a high line in the first half.
And that's why Marisic probably wanted him to come and collect.
Looking for a score update in the Facebook page, Eastern United and Gawler, if anyone's down there.
So throw in. Campbelltown finds Alex Mullen from all right. Mullen now finds Piscineri, who gets pushed back. Carpenter to Detroit. Back, it's Harvey, sorry. Harvey inboard to Piscineri. He goes to the far side. Halliday, good control. He'd have borne a hot on his hammer. There's Carpenter, the speedster, but gee, just as fast as Tom Love. Could run out of line, Tommy Love, and does.
It's good to see him out there, isn't it?
Absolutely.
He's had a bit of a hard time with injuries.
Yeah, hasn't he?
So Halliday from the throw-in. But he's been fairly quiet tonight.
I thought he's done all right the last
done
half.
all right,
Yeah.
serviceable, but
yeah,
he gets pushed to the ground. But
I wasn't sure he was going to suit Campbelltown's style of play earlier in the season, but he's actually done quite well.
Very persistent, but Adelaide City almost come away with the ball. Kirk plays it back to Halliday, plays it back to Detroit. Backtracking Campbelltown all the way back to Harvey. And the referee's seen something. It'll be a free kick going the way.
A little bit late on Detroit there.
Let's have a look and see if we can pick it. There it is. No, we're just out of picture. But it was a late tackle on Detroit. The free kick is quickly taken.
So Campbelltown in the all red have got the ball.
He's got a deadly left foot, hasn't he? He's got power behind it from a standing start.
Yeah, he's very, very good, isn't he? And their ball movement's been very good since they settled in that first 10 or 15 minutes. They haven't missed a beat with their distribution.
So Campbelltown with the throw in. Goes out to Baresi, can cut it back. No, it's out over the goal line. It's not a corner. Goal kick.
So it's week 3 of the finals here in South Australia. NPL SA, it's all thanks to Boral. And next week is the grand final. And at the moment, as Rob said, Campbelltown have got a solid foot in that door to be taking on the Comets, who've had 4 weeks off. 4 weeks off. We'll find out next week whether that was detrimental or not. As Woodlands now goes short to Marisic. Or Marisic, however you prefer. That's a good ball for Orchard. Now he's got Bonner and Carter in the box. Cut back, but Harpers read it best. And an easy take in the end.
So Harpers will clear this ball for Campbelltown. Almost 60 minutes played in this second half. On the Green Play Australia time clock. Campbelltown comfortably 3-0. They're pushing it around. Piscinari, Detroyer, Captain Harvey. Go back to Detroyer it goes. Looking for an opening. Goes into attack. No one there though, only the captain in Stevens. Gets the ball again. Big long ball. Looking for Bonner. Skillful player. Knows where the goals are. Tries a shot, but it's hit the back of a player. Adelaide City still with the ball. Ends up with Corbo. He can crack it. No, decides to go right. I think it's Love there.
Yep.
Goes past a player, and it's cleared here by the Campbelltown defence. Over the sideline for a throw into Adelaide City.
Far side of the ground, still trailing 3-0 on the Green Play Australia scoreboard. Bar fortuitous. Bar shoots. Wow. Just over the bar. Pardon the puns there. Another
goal attempt for Adelaide City.
Yep.
None for Campbelltown in the second half.
It's a good shot, Rob, from distance. Gee, that didn't miss by much. And Harpers would have been a spectator on that occasion. So now, 16 and a half minutes gone this second half on the Green Play Australia time clock. 3-0 Campbelltown. Great goals in that first half. A mountain to climb for Adelaide City. Can they do it?
Just over the halfway line it goes, but Easy gets his head to it. Kirk trying to get it, the little fella. Couldn't quite see where the ball was. Booker gives it to his captain in Stevens. Goes to Love. He's been prominent in the second half. Goes short to Booker. To Bonner. Adelaide City looking all right.
Oh, wow.
Just can't finish it at the moment.
Gee.
And into the arms of Harpers.
Gee, watching that, everything was right about that play except just the power maybe in the direction. Bit too easy for Harpers. Straight at him. So good release by Harpers. Marisic giving chase. Pressure from Baresi. Adelaide City wanted a foul. Baresi did well to keep his feet. He's got someone wide there. That's Carpenter. Look out for this left foot. Carpenter, one way then the other still. Carpenter shoots. Well blocked. Adelaide City in numbers through Corbo should come out of it.
That was blocked by the defender, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Adelaide City defence.
Trying to see who blocked it.
Stevens chips it in ball, but he's turned it over cheaply. Carter from behind gives away the foul.
That is their 5th foul of the half.
So Piscinari, just watching on replay. That was the first foul, and the frustration was the extended boot thereafter. There you go.
It's 2001 then.
Yes. It's lucky there wasn't a card, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, agreed.
So, Detroyer. He's happy to go backwards, Louis. Conserve a bit of energy maybe for next week.
Yeah, they've taken a back step, haven't they?
And why not at 3-0 up? Orchard gets high. Didn't get a touch on it. So Waters now with a throw for Adelaide City. Booker wants it short. Gee, they still got hunger though. Piscinari did very well. Cleared by Marisic. To no one in particular for Adelaide City, and Campbelltown will start the rebuild.
So Harper throws it out. He's had a good game tonight too. Had an assist, didn't he, the third goal?
Yeah, he sure did.
As it goes left side, Carpenter's probably man of the match. Just does anything with that ball, doesn't he? Makes it dance. As it goes out, right-hand side of the park, Captain Harvey for Campbelltown. Goes to Allright. He's been comfortable in that fullback position, hasn't he, this season? As he switch play. Again, is that Carpenter again?
Yep.
It is.
Halliday.
Goes to Halliday. Can cut it back. No one there, though.
Well, there was Kirk lurking, but good defensive work by City.
Adelaide City trying to clear, but it still ends up with Campbelltown. Block shot there.
Oh, good touch.
And away go Adelaide City, left side of the park.
Orchard with the ball. He's only got Carter in front of him, so he has to switch to Irabono. Geez, he's asked a lot of the young fella. And not even Speedy Gonzalez could get that one. Who's got the voice down there? There's a
number of contributors.
Yeah, I like that, a number of contributors. Benny, just keep that mic close to your mouth, mate, because I'm bringing you down, unfortunately, because the ambient enthusiasm down there, understandable, of course. So Halliday with a throw-in for Campbelltown. 20 minutes gone this second half on the Green Play Australia time clock. In cruise control, Campbelltown 3-0 up on the Green Play Australia scoreboard.
David Cape, Gawler 2, Eastern 2. So that's a dinky die tussle, that one. It's like a grand final, that one. Whoever wins will get promoted into State League 1.
Marisic and Badesi going at it on the far side. Badesi almost coming out the winner for Campbelltown near the corner flag. 2-on-1. And wins the throw-in or corner.
And that is their first corner of the half.
Is it a corner or a throw?
Well, if it's not a corner, I would imagine it may have been a free because he blew the whistle, didn't he?
Mm.
Which I thought was interesting.
You're probably shaping for a
young
corner.
Anthony Piscaneri getting ready to come on, so it'll be interesting to see what the next change is. Maybe Mullen, maybe being a bit, you know, cautionary. Yeah.
So right foot in swinger, all right. High, deep. Carpenter even over his head and even over Orchard's head, and that's saying something. And that's out of play. Now we go to the benches, and it will be Anthony Piscaneri to come on, replacing
Carpenter.
All right.
Carpenter it is.
Okay.
Can't you see the numbers?
Yeah, no, I'm just. Oh, right, yeah.
3 and 15, don't you?
I see all right coming over to this side.
Yeah, with the sign.
I'm not used to signs, Rob.
Well done, Carpenter. It's probably man of the match coming off.
23rd minute
Give
blistering
him a
goal.
rest and give the youngster, the two brothers, they play well when they play together. Anthony and Adam Piscaneri.
They do. They combine very well. You know what the disappointing thing with playing football in summer is that now that spring's over, Orchard's not blossoming anymore.
Oh, please. He's trying to go with a bang, but here's Irabono that might upstage him.
I like that.
Doesn't. Benny Dale. He's trying to get the Peppercelli magic happening.
You got me, mate. That's good. There's Harpers. Clears the ball.
I'm stunned.
Sorry. I'll give it a rest now.
No, it's good. Give Rob a chance to get some new material.
Yeah. Campbelltown just pushing it around. They're leading 3-0. Happy enough to stay like that. As it goes to Alex Mullen. Remembering the winner will play Comets next Friday night at Cooper Stadium, Highmarsh Stadium, that is.
Dangerous.
As they go into attack.
Good control.
Kirk, can he get to it? No, he can't.
Yeah,
Pass back to the keeper, no. Referee says play on.
good refereeing.
As it goes out to Corbo. Love. There's a pirouette. Booker loses it though.
That midfield battle's been well and truly won though now, hasn't it, really?
Yep. Anthony
Booker's played well though.
He has.
Had a better first half. His
Yeah.
second half's been a bit quiet.
So Adelaide City through Captain Stevens. Marisic. Waters. They've done well though this season. Adelaide City. From third to bottom. Shot in the end from Booker. Last season they started with 6 points. Minus 6 points, but this season they made the top 6.
Made the prelim.
They made the prelim, and it looks like they'll be knocked out of the prelim.
So there was a goal, another goal attempt for Adelaide City.
That's right.
On
Yep.
target
That's
too.
4 goal attempts for the half.
Oh,
2 on, 2 off.
guys, White City. 2. Panthers 1.
With 10 men as Corbo now for Adelaide City wants to get onto the scorecard. Can't on this occasion. Love with some good control, good dancing through the middle. Thomas Love turning back the clock as Nicholas Booker now sees Irabono wide. It's been the go-to man for them tonight. Irabono one way, then the other. Needs an overlapping run. Corbo's coming now too late, so Irabono goes himself, and the deflection has a turnover. Here comes DeTroyer.
So White City
Offside if he plays.
By a mile.
Yep.
So Campbelltown with the ball. White City, can they hang on to that 2-1 and play Sturt
Gee,
Lions
the Borner's just gone down in the middle of the park. They are down to 2-on-1 here.
for a real grand final next week. So Campbelltown pushing it around. Bonner's down.
No mercy from Campbelltown players this
Kirk.
quietly. Now they do. Great work by Kirk. 3-0 up.
That was
it
Mullen.
Mullen? Yeah, Alex. And see, that shows you. Just the name Mullen shows you the class in that act
100%.
that he just did then. 3-0 up. He knew the common sense. Wasn't 0-0.
And by the
Alex
way,
Mullen, well done, son.
On the
That's-
Facebook page, they're looking at bringing Isaac Mullen to Campbelltown.
Blue Eagles, I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gee, you're
Ooh, I don't know.
upstaging. He's upstaging on comedy and rumours.
I don't know.
What is going
But
on?
I'm going with you, Rob, every day of the week.
I'd go,
you saying
I'd
it,
go
then-
more Campbelltown.
Yeah,
With
well,
all the Mullins here, mate.
yeah, well, that's true.
I don't know if we've got a replay of that last piece of action by Alex Mullen. I want to give that the gentleman's award of the night.
Yeah, he is a gentleman, though, isn't he?
He is.
Absolutely.
And that was just class. They were in attack. They could have put it
the
more
game
to
to
bed.
bed. Yeah.
It's already in. The sheet's already done. But, you know, putting the ball out of play so Bonner can get some treatment. Well done, Alex Mullen. If we had a man of the match, I'd give it to him for that, Rob.
He's played well. Give him
But
that.
that was just the standout
Yeah,
moment of the night for me. So 25.5, and the boys are taking a drinks break. Warm here in South Australia. If you're watching from anywhere around the world where it's cold, and the UK, it'd be a fair chance it's cold there, as we've got a viewer that asked us what the weather's like. Probably more crowd to our right-hand side, boys.
Guys, want to go to the right-hand side?
It's a good crowd here tonight. I think they.
Well, Benny Vince Tripodi says Carpenter is off. Carpenter is off to sharpen his tools for next week.
Wow, everyone's getting in on the action. Bit more right, boys.
Guys.
Can we go more right?
On the right side, guys.
Well, Carpenter's
Maybe
be quite expensive if you're going to overtime.
Maybe the other camera's in the way, so they can't pan full right. Whoever's on our right-hand side could have captured some of. There we go. It's a bit fuller there. Beautiful. With the mandatory social distancing, unlike the 52,000 at the Gabba for the grand final.
That's crazy, isn't it?
One rule for one, another rule for another.
That was rugby, wasn't it? That was a grand final, wasn't it?
Didn't they get 52,000 at the AFL
that
grand
was-
final? There was a rugby grand final as well at
Rugby,
Suncorp.
yeah.
Was that 52,000?
Yeah.
As long as it's not soccer, because that's what gets hammered. You can
The
be
cat-
AFL, you can be cricket, you can be rugby,
The
you
cat
can
man.
do whatever you like. But if you're soccer, we're going to look at
Simon Catanzaro is watching the
cat
game
man.
with us. He's
Where
back
is he?
in Adelaide.
Is he?
I don't think he's physically back here yet,
Not
but he's
yet,
certainly on
but
his way, yeah.
He's got the coaching job women's team.
Yeah,
hasn't he?
Salisbury Inter. Yep.
And Eastern are 3-2 up, boys. David Cope, thank you. So Eastern are 3-2 up against Gawler.
Orchard now for Adelaide City under pressure. Two red shirts around him. Booker, a little back hill to Orchard, to Carter, to Booker. This is looking good. Booker in board, but gee, that final pass. Halliday says thank you very much. Although Barr says we'll try again, and Booker looks up. Carter's in there, gets a head on it and off target this time.
Not been his night, has it, Carter?
No, it hasn't. But another goal attempt gone begging
So
for Adelaide
at this
City.
stage, Eastern will be promoted, won't they? 'Cause that's like a grand
Correct.
final, that one.
So 3-0 Campbelltown in cruise control. 28 minutes approaching, gone in the second half. On the Green Play Australia time clock, Green Play Australia scoreboard, well, as we said, Campbelltown in complete control at 3-0 up, but don't know if that's fully reflective of the game.
So it is in the forward lines of Adelaide City. Player goes down. Adam Piscinari. It's with Anthony Piscinari. Working hard, Alex Mullen.
I was going to say, he did play the advantage, but yellow card there, pulling his shirt.
Waters, yeah. Have a look at this on replay. You'll see exactly why the yellow card is, pulling of the shirt. You
That's
didn't
their
see it on
sixth
that
foul.
bit. You didn't see it on that bit of replay, but I guarantee you that's what happened. And good eyes by Daniel Elder.
He did well there, actually, yeah.
So Zach Waters.
Tony, only 2 yellow cards?
Absolutely. Those stats thanks to Green Play Australia. Those score updates thanks to Green Play Australia. Yes, to Green Play Australia. There they are on screen.
Campbelltown have committed one foul this half to Adelaide City's 6.
So it'll be all right to take this free kick. Campbelltown leading 3-0 on the Green Play Australia scoreboard. As all right, ship set up, looking for Baresi. And that's come off the Adelaide City as they do clear it. Only as far as all right. Ooh, Mullen goes down. And
An errant hand by Nicholas Boko. Let's have a look at this on replay. Probably accidental and clumsy.
I think it was accidental.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's not in Nicky's
repertoire.
Thank you, Rob.
So it's another yellow card for Adelaide City.
There's more Bugsy than...
Gawler Eastern, it's 3-3, so I don't know if I can believe all this on Facebook.
If it's coming from David Cope, you can believe it.
Is it?
He's a reliable source.
Matthew McCormack said it's 3-3.
And what's Coate said?
Well, it was 3-2 before, now it could be 3-all.
So Detroit on the far side of the ground for Campbelltown. Inboard to Pishineri. Wide to Allright. Allright's got a runner in Kirk. That's the way it goes. That gets there. Kirk, one way then the other. Three almost to beat. Kirk goes backwards. Here's the younger Pishineri. Goes back to Allright. Inboard to Kirk.
Great ball.
Campbelltown. Baresi.
Really
Mullen.
showing their class now, aren't they?
It's become a bit of a training drill or a show. As Pishineri now into the box. One way then the other. Cuts it back almost to no goal, but Corbo in full control of that, he'll tell us. Mullen brings it down the feet for Pishineri. That's just beautiful play, and now it's just become an exhibition.
So it goes out Campbelltown. Kirk looking for Pishineri. Tussling there with Carter. Almost steamrolls.
Had every right to go for both of those.
Oh, yeah.
Terence Carter.
It's Campbelltown with the ball.
Halliday.
Campbelltown, Halliday. Goes to Captain Harvey.
Oh.
That's a terrible. He's had a few jitters, hasn't he, Harvey, tonight?
Oh, there's another one.
It's straight to another player.
It's definitely out of character for him.
No, I agree. From the beginning, too.
Yeah.
As it goes out. Waters. Love. Not a good ball, though.
Not feeling it.
Scenario.
He's still trying the comedy, Rob.
Goes out. Cleared. Over the halfway line it goes. No one there. They'll header it back all the way to the keeper there in Woodlands.
Woodlands releases to the far side. Stevens, the captain for Adelaide City.
Well, thank you, Matthew and McCormack and Doosan. We got the White City score. 2-1, White City leading.
Long ball. Allright goes back to his keeper, Harpers.
Against Panthers.
He can pick it up. Just came off the head of Allright. 32 and a bit gone this second half on the Green Play Australia time clock. Green Play Australia scoreboard. Campbelltown 3, Adelaide City 0.
So the goal kick, or the kick taken here by Harpers. The cheer squad chanting City. Trying to get him back into this game. It doesn't look like it's 15 minutes. Well, that's the wrong clock, isn't it? 13 minutes plus time on to go. As it ends up with Corbo. Irabona gets it into Love. And across the face it goes. Allright.
Would have been a foul.
Wins the ball, goes back to Harvey.
Another
Straight to Adelaide City player.
So Barr now inboard to Love, who couldn't control it. Neither could Mullen. Love again gets a second bite of the cherry. Booker just outside the box. One way, then the other. I know what he wanted to do. Gets a 1-2, shoots to the side of the foot, but it's charged down. And Campbelltown come away with it. Missionary goes to Detroit. Detroit now's got no red shirts in front of him. Detroit. He's got Stevens in front of him, but he's going with pace. Louis in board, and there's a bit of holding there. But Detroit scores! Doesn't matter about the holding. Louis Detroit, you gave him the kiss of death there, Rob, and he's stuck it to you. And so there you go, Mr. Pepper. How's that for doing nothing tonight? You're happy about that, aren't you?
4-0.
You're more happy about your 4-0.
So Detroit makes it goal number 4.
That change of pace
for
is electric,
Campbelltown,
isn't it?
and Campbelltown will meet Comets next Friday night.
Let's look at this and digest the replay. Louis Detroit had so much to do on the far side of the ground. Stevens hot on his hammer. That burst of pace. It was cut out the first time by Marisic, but it laid it on a plate for Louis Detroit, and he did the rest. So thank you very much. There you go, Mr. Pepper. How much have I done tonight?
And that's their first goal attempt of the half too, Campbelltown's.
Really? Is that right? Wow.
But that's all they've needed, isn't it, tonight? They've been clinical in front of goals.
Yes, they have. They have. And White City still leading 2-1. That's 83 minutes played down there.
With 10 men. Well done to White City.
And we saw 3-3 Gawler and Easton.
So Ida Borner has been the go-to man for a lot of the night. Hasn't stopped running, the young fella. But he hasn't had too many mates alongside him up there, I've got to say. He's now all right from defence for Campbelltown. Finds Pictionary, can't control it. Waters can, gee whiz, almost took out All Right's feet. Waters gets past his defender. That's a foul, surely it is. And Adelaide City have the foul and a yellow card to All Right. You would hope that that's nothing that'll keep him out of the grand final.
I'm not sure how the red cards are, yellow cards are for the final series. I'm pretty sure it's more than 2 nowadays. You know anything about that, Benny?
I would have thought 2, but
I remember last year, I think it was 3.
Not saying that he's already got one previously in the finals.
And it was probably a little bit unfortunate there, I think.
So Adelaide City, it'll only be respectability now, you would say, if they scored. Nicholas Booker over the ball. Plenty of runners in the box, goes deep, far post, gee whiz, good clearance, had to be. But Booker might get a second bite at the cherry. He's in the box, but too many red shirts in front of him. He's taking down a player.
He's got to be careful too.
And the shot by Ida Borner to no avail, even though it's gone in the back of the net.
Matthew Mullen looking to be making an appearance.
Sorry about that pole in the way of our viewers, just completely obstructing the play. And we've got a substitution to be made by Campbelltown. 5 on, 8 off.
Alex Mullen.
Yeah, good choice. Good Matthew Mullen. He's been a great player too. He's been on the bench for most of the season. But a great player to come on.
So Fifey's back on the winners list. Just that one blimp. He's got a chance to make that blimp right next week, has Ian Fife and his Campbelltown Red Devils.
I think it needs a fit Mark Marino though for that game. As it goes into attack, Adelaide City, Marusic gets his head to it.
Did you get any update on that Marino injury, Ben?
No, I didn't actually, but
Love.
He's no longer got any ice on it, so
I think it was cramp.
Just cramp. But I'll find out.
As Booker gets a free kick, Anthony Pictionary.
Just love the look by Nicholas after he gets taken down to the ref. Well, what about that, he says?
Quickly taken free kick, goes to Booker. Gets a pass, looking for Carter, and tries a funny-looking shot.
You know, it's interesting, a funny-looking shot, Rob, but given a couple of weeks ago, he probably would have got that.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right.
He just could do no wrong, and tonight he can do no right. It's just sad, isn't it? But need a bit of luck in the game. And tonight, Adelaide City haven't had any of that.
Yeah, they've been okay, but just like Benny said, just can't finish the goals, whereas Campbelltown can.
It hasn't
Simple
been
as that.
They've had 6 goal attempts in this second half, Adelaide City, but they haven't been crystal cut, have they?
Nah.
No, but Campbelltown's what? 1 or 2?
Oh, well, only 1 in
there
this
you go.
second half. But they haven't really needed to, have they? They've done the job. They've kept the ball in the right areas and no real urgency.
But it'd be interesting to see the full-time stats, Benny, when you add it up. I still reckon Adelaide City have had more goal attempts than Campbelltown.
Yeah, yeah, by far.
Well, Woodland's probably been the quietest of the goalkeepers. Well, he's picked up the ball 4 times, I suppose, in the back of the net.
Well, yeah, but he's only had the 1 save to make, like a proper save. He hasn't made any in this second half.
It's just that old cliche of it's not a 4-0 scoreline, it's not a 4-0 game.
So Campbelltown.
Having said that, I think that Campbelltown's performance has been
goes to the Troyer. He's got a chance, 1-on-1, puts his head down, bum up, goes for the shot, and straight to the keeper. And Woodlands throws the ball out.
He's just starting to come into a bit of form at the right time of the season, so we are at the right time of the finals. After Rob said
game.
Here we go again.
2-2. Okay.
Just after you've said that, he's had 2 great opportunities.
I've got him fired up.
Maybe you have.
Still 2-1 White City. 88 minutes played. Yep.
Spar now finds Ida Born on the far side. Touch to Love. Love turns. Good turn, Love. Looking for someone. Has to go back to Waters. Waters one way, then the others. He's got a right foot. We'll soon find out. Maybe not. Finds Ida Born. Gets taken down in the box. Claims for a penalty, but referee wants nothing to do with it. And probably justifiably so. in hindsight, as Baresi, no red shirts in front of him, has to backtrack.
The City have been lucky in this second half because love really can hurt you sometimes.
Oh, Benny, please.
Sorry.
I think he's Googling all this. I'm pretty sure.
I've got the Rob Peppicelli book down here.
Love hurts, huh?
Oh, wow.
There it goes.
We've
The
just lost
Marisic.
10,000 views. As a free kick to Adelaide City, quickly taken. Carter lay off to Booker. Booker chips it. Orchard in the box. So's all right. And all right just sees it over the line. Well, maybe he's looking for a career in comedy, Rob. He's done with his boundary riding. Do a bit of coaching and then he might go into comedy. What do you think? We'll see him at the comedy club in Adelaide one night. Ben Dale. You're killing us, Benny.
Oh, sorry.
It's good. It's
We
good.
used to have, what's his name?
It's making Rob look
On
good.
the radio.
Who?
The guy on Channel 7.
Sammy Mack?
Sammy Mack. Yeah. We used to have him on the radio. That's where he started his career.
Yeah, but Sammy Mack was just pure talent.
Talent.
I don't know what Ben's trying to do.
Don't put me in that same category.
You're a great boundary rider, not a great comedian. As the ball comes in board to Detroit, he's got Baresi, who can maybe finish it off at 5-0. Takes his too long with it.
Tried to get onto his preferred left foot, I think.
No, great comedy, Ben. I just want to pep up Rob.
No, absolutely. I tried being a comedian, but everyone kept laughing at me.
Pep up Rob.
That's Ben.
That's it.
We need to have a talk after this.
After the game. So it goes out. Adelaide City have been gallant.
Absolutely, good word.
Been relentless, but not good enough in the end.
And that's a good summary of tonight. Ballcore now might try and get a consolation. Inboard to Carter. Carter twists and turns. Offside flag up. See, that wouldn't have happened a couple of weeks ago. Everything went for him. Nothing's going for him tonight.
And remember when we did the Adelaide City Olympic game at Velo, and Carter, I think it was about 9 offsides for the whole game. So, you know, he, as you said, he did hit some form in the first part of the finals, but tonight just hasn't been his night.
No, he hasn't.
Credit to the Campbelltown defence as well, though.
So check out the FSA website. Get your tickets for next week. High March Stadium, Cooper Stadium, grand final, 7:20 kickoff Friday night. 30 degrees in Adelaide. Beautiful night, no excuses.
And the State League grand finals are, I think, Wednesday and Thursday, aren't they?
Correct, at Velo.
So, yeah. It's going to be a big week next week for the Federation. Because the ball ends up with Harpers.
They've had a big year. They've had to juggle more than the jugglers.
And it'll be interesting to know who got sent off for White City, because whoever it was, if they do make the final, won't be playing.
Yeah, good point. That's all right.
Well, they're doing all right without him.
Yeah.
Goes back to his keeper, Harpers, who clears. 42.5 gone this second half. It's all over bar the shouting, just going through the motions. Piscineri, it's the young brother, Anthony. Up the line to Troyer. Couldn't keep it in. And it'll be a throw into Adelaide City. Great crowd tonight, well done. With no help from the mainstream media. So, however, Campbelltown got the people here tonight, well done.
Yeah, it's good. They're starting to spread out, so it's good. Good atmosphere here at the Steve Woodcock Sports Centre, the home ground of the Campbelltown Red Devils, and they've seen their beloved team through to a grand final, 3rd in a row. Can it make it 3 in a row as they go into attack Adelaide City? In the way, it's Halliday. And how many times has Adelaide City won it?
13 in the last 21. But as you said, probably in the glory days.
Yes, Adelaide City. Cut out there by Campbelltown's defence. He's been good, hasn't he, Mullen? It's Daniel Mullen.
Yeah,
goes
he has.
Anthony Piscineri.
His experience has been really critical for him defensively tonight.
Who are you going to talk to tonight, Ben?
Any preferences?
I don't know.
That'd be a good one to get. Daniel
That'll be a
Mullen.
good one, yeah.
Another of the Mullins. There's Kirk. Piscineri. Piscineri's always good to have a chat with.
He's consistent too. He's played well
he's a great
tonight.
player.
Easy, no crazy stuff.
That's Adelaide City's 9th foul.
Maybe Ian Fife, his first grand final as a coach.
Yeah, good point.
I wouldn't mind having a chat to Daniel. We haven't spoken to him for a while, but we'll see.
Fine.
See how we go.
If you get both of them.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
As they go into attack Campbelltown.
Ben did well at half time, but if he could get 2, he's He's pulled off a miracle night. Comedy.
Easy.
Great halftime interview.
He gets our man of the match award.
Exactly, Pendale.
Where's that bottle of wine?
Rob's drunk it.
That's what Missionary would say. The goes on the far side.
Look, it's got it all. Characters, this league.
Oh,
Great
I was going to say Hendo.
entertainment.
Lucky we don't have Hendo watching tonight. He'd be
Hendo's
asking
probably
where his
drinking
bottle of wine was.
Probably
Mr. McCormack.
Mr. Henderson.
Mr. Henderson, sorry.
Booker. Oh, here's a chance now. Orchard with the left foot. Whoa, the Koalas are in danger with that shot. And that's well over the bar.
It'll stay at 4-0.
Another stat, 3 minutes of extra time to be played, as seen by the
I still
fourth
think a fifth
official.
might happen, Rob. But that would just ruin your prediction.
That's right.
How many goal attempts Adelaide City this half?
In this half, they have had
Was that an
7.
Seven.
5 off target, 2 on target.
Wow. And Campbelltown?
Campbelltown have had the 2 on target.
So Harpus with a kick. Getting his head to it was Matty Mullen. So it'll be a throw in to Adelaide City. Michael Mitrashani with the ball there. Last game for him for Adelaide City.
You reckon he's on his way to Metro Star, to Western Strikers?
I think, yeah.
Should have gave Robbie Saracino a bit of a heart attack just then, didn't I?
Out on the far side. I think all Premier League clubs are spoken for. I think Blue Eagles. What about Blue Eagles, Benny?
I'd imagine Voyo to go again.
Stay.
I haven't heard anything to say otherwise. He was pretty active on social media when their under-18s made it to the grand final just recently. So,
which is good.
Yeah.
So thrown by Edabona. It's a long throw, that one. Headed out there by Campbelltown. Trying to do a pirouette. Campbelltown with the ball. We've got a chance here. Detroyer.
You're gone, Rob.
Detroyer, he's got it. Can he make a goal 5? Detroyer stops, balks, goes one way, then the other. Then he said, I better keep it at 4-0.
Just for Peppicelli, yeah.
If I was that guy behind me, I wouldn't be laughing that hard.
And away go Adelaide City.
Through Orchard now on the halfway line. Can they get a console? Oh, that's a poor turnover.
White City 3-1 up, boys.
Well, there you go. Detroit almost got one in the back, but Ezzy's been persistent tonight without too much reward, unfortunately. Bar on the far side. Inboard to Corbo. Corbo now looks up. Not too much on offer. I like this is better body language, even though it's all over. They, just at the start of this second half, heads down, stupid challenges, but now this is a bit better, but it's too late, she cried, as Nicholas Booker with another wasted through ball, looking for Edabona, didn't get there. 2.5 minutes almost played of extra time of the mandatory minimum 3, as Daniel Elder already looks at his watch. I think Michael Matriciani can hold his head high.
100%.
Yeah. And
they haven't performed
job.
that badly, have they?
No.
As we've said a couple of times throughout the game.
He'll be getting another gig at this level.
Look, I think he's got a lot of potential as a coach. I think he's very good technically.
So now up the line, but Corbo in the way for Adelaide City, as is that light pole for us. And something's happening behind the light pole. The full-time whistle. That's what's happened behind the light pole as it's game, set and match. Campbelltown running out victors 4-0 tonight over Adelaide City. A very gallant Adelaide City. I think that's the word you used, Rob.
Yep.
Certainly was. And they huffed and they puffed, but they just couldn't blow the house down. They couldn't even get one in, where a few weeks ago it would have all happened. Very dejected Terence Carter on screen there. But Nicholas Booker, is he going to go around another season?
Yeah, that's interesting
too. Could this be a few last games that we've been seeing? And as you said, Benny Dale, Fifey through to his first grand final. Maiden coach, maiden voyage, maiden grand final.
It's definitely Evan Kostopoulos, he's retiring. He got taken off at half time. So
good sportsmanship by all players. It's been a great night. This has been a great night for the Federation and a great night for local soccer. Great advertisement. Game played in good spirits by two great teams. Just the rub of the green or a bit of luck didn't go Adelaide City's way tonight. They'll be back next season. Don't you worry about that. And
well, it depends on how many players they can keep for next season. All reports, Plezos has got the job.
He'll bring a couple in, don't worry.
Oh yeah, he's a good coach as well.
His dad's here tonight watching.
So Benny will try and get the coach, Ian Fife.
referees tonight. The less we refer to them, the better. So they did very well.
Elder's, yeah, definitely the best.
I think he's the best one we got in South Australia.
Did a great job tonight.
Yep. Geez, he's showing up Christian's height. Is that? Oh no, that's is that Christian with the black, the fourth?
It is.
It is.
Yes.
Yes, it's pardon the pun, but he's showing up his height there.
Where's the other linesman?
No, there's 3, and the 4th official.
Oh, somebody's got the black. Oh,
Christian's
that is
got
Christian.
Yeah.
I thought Christian was on the left.
Jeez, that's what I thought too, actually, at the start. But anyway, we'll go down to Benny Dale with Daniel Mullen.
Yes, Daniel, fantastic performance tonight by the boys. I mean, obviously, Terence Carter leading into the game was on fire. Obviously, we had the COVID break, but you guys defensively just did such a great job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, he's a good player. Every time we've played against him, he's dangerous. Personally, I think he's one of the best strikers in the league. He's quick, he's strong, and he can score goals. So I thought, defensively we were very good tonight. But it wasn't just the defenders. I thought that we limited their real chances by closing them down further up the pitch. And I thought our attacking plays were excellent. So, yeah, great team performance.
Definitely. Well, we spoke to Alex Mullen at half-time, and we mentioned you had to soak up a lot of pressure in that first 10 or 15 minutes. But you're 100% right. You then got on top in that midfield battle, got in those dangerous areas, and the boys did the job at the end. Yeah,
Look, I think it's testament to the team. The character, I think you can see the experience in the last couple of seasons. There's patches in games where it can go either way, and in finals football, all it can take is one goal just to sort of turn that momentum. And I thought we took our chances really well in the first half, and then we were able to then get on top and start to play a bit of good football. So
when you were on top, it certainly was a class performance. The possession that you guys had and the way you were knocking the ball around, I felt sorry for Adelaide City because they didn't do too much wrong. You just took them out of the game.
Yeah, thanks. I really do. Yeah, I thought it was a great team performance. The whole 90 minutes was excellent. It was tough to come back after the 2-week break as well. The Tuesday session and the Thursday was not pretty, but I think after the first 10 minutes tonight we definitely got back on track, and really pleasing, not just result but performance.
And remiss of me not to mention obviously the 3-0 loss to Comets only a couple of weeks ago. Got them next week at Coopers. Return to Coopers, big game. Boys are going to be up for it.
Yeah, don't you worry about that. We're more than up for it. We've believed in ourselves all season, but more so the last part of the season. We've been playing some really good football. I think that we're going to go into it full of confidence, and it should be a really good game. I don't know what the regulations are, but hopefully we can get a decent crowd there, because it should be quite a spectacle, I think.
Definitely, and I think Rob mentioned during the game, that's 3 grand finals in a row. Is that 3 grand final wins potentially in a row?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we go into every game expecting to win, and when we don't, we're disappointed. So it really hurt when we lost to them last game, not last week, but the last game. So yeah, we're definitely coming out for a little bit of revenge. But it's another grand final. We've been there before. We know how to win, so we're confident.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time, Daniel. We wish you all the best. Good luck this week, and we'll see you at Coopers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks.
Well done.
And it is a different proposition at Coopers. A lot bigger there. People say that Comets have got a really good home ground advantage playing there. It's a hard ground to play on, Ben.
I think Marino being fit is a key, in my opinion. And last time they played against Comets, he wasn't playing, wasn't he, Benny? So
correct, yeah.
That'll be the key player to come in.
Yep.
Well, although they have got some good players, haven't they?
They were buzzing tonight. There was some solid contributors, that's for sure.
It's good to see Michael Matriciani having a chat to the players. You might have seen it in the background. He's probably saying goodbye to them and saying, look, boys, you've got a good future ahead. And it's just a nice moment. I know you were doing the interview with Alex Mullen, but
it'll be hard to contain your emotion for me in that position, because he has done a great job. There's no doubt about it. And it's a sad way for him to end, but he's done a fantastic
Mullen.
job.
Sorry about that. Daniel Mullen.
What'd you call him? Alex.
Alex,
that's Daniel. He speaks well, doesn't he?
Well, he's A-League experience, right?
Come on. He speaks very well.
Yeah. So there we go. That's the full-time result. You got some stats for us?
I do. So overall, we had shots on, let's say, goal attempts for Campbelltown for the whole game were 9 to Adelaide City's 15. Fouls, we had Adelaide City for the full game was 17 fouls to Campbelltown's 8. We had 4 corners for the whole game for Campbelltown, 4 corners for the whole game. None in the second half for Adelaide City though. And saves, 1 in each half for Alexander Woodlands, and 4 for the game for Nicholas Harpers.
Very dominant. I mean, you can't read too much into it, but they had their chances. It was, it's not a real. You can't say it was a 4-0 drubbing.
No.
But so plenty to take away from that for poor old Adelaide City. But they've had a good season. But now it's on to the grand final next week. It's Campbelltown taking on the Comets. Of course, they've had a few weeks, 4 weeks break. It'll probably be, is it 4 or 5 by next week?
4, I think.
4 by next week. Campbelltown a good run out tonight, so hopefully the Comets have kept in shape. I'm sure Bunny would have done that. Goals coming from Blake Carpenter in the 23rd, Alex Mullen in the 29th, Mark Marino in the 36th, and Louis Detroit, a little bit of icing on the cake in the 79th minute. 4 yellow cards, one going to Joel Allright, one to Jake Halliday, one for Zach Waters and one for Nicholas Booker.
Just quickly on the Facebook page, if anyone knows that score at Eastern United and Gawler, if you can quickly let us know on that one. But we know that White City 3 defeated Panthers 1,
big game,
which makes the massive grand final. I'm not sure if they're playing Wednesday or Thursday. Do you know which one, Paul?
No.
I presume it's a Wednesday.
I think it's I'd only be guessing. I think State League 2 might be Wednesday, State League 1 on Thursday, and then of course the big one on Friday night.
Check your newspaper, I'm sure they'll put it on there.
And for those that are on social media, hashtag return to Coopers, get it trending.
Absolutely. Do yourself a favour. I don't want to sound like Molly Meldrum, but gee whiz, next Friday night, tonight was a beautiful night. The weather's going to be just as nice next Friday night. The action is going to be just as good. It's High Marsh Stadium. It's where these boys want to play. It's their reward for the whole season. Do yourselves a favour and get down there. Get a group of guys and girls together. Get the family. Come down to High Marsh Stadium next Friday night to witness what I think is going to be a crackerjack grand final. Comets taking on, they've been waiting, taking on Campbelltown.
Here we go. Eastern United from David Cope. Eastern United 1 and into State League 1. Not sure what the final score was. But well, congratulations to Eastern United. They're in the State League 1. They've tried for a few years, so well done to the boys down there. Eastern 3, Gawler 2.
And I think revenge is going to be a word on every Campbelltown player's lips next weekend.
Thanks to the both Davids there, Cope and Story.
Thanks to all the Facebook input tonight. It's been fantastic. Thanks for you guys. Hope you enjoyed watching. What?
Who's your prediction next week?
No, give me a week to
think
about
I was going to say
it.
the same thing. A lot can happen in a week.
Absolutely. From the entire LSA team, Benny Dale down there, boundary riding, the 2 camera boys up top, Chappie with young Pete, and Bomber doing a great job producing. Of course, well taught by Jimbo, who's going to give us some critique, I'm sure, about that.
Yep.
And we hope you've enjoyed it, but it's the final scoreline here. Campbelltown through to the grand final, 4-0 over Adelaide City. This final series, all thanks to Boral. We'll catch you next week at Coopers Stadium.
So stand up for Marcelo, hoist up the Yorkshire Rose. It's time to say goodbye to all that we've known. We wanna go home. He's taking us home. Well, it's United, and we're coming home. Torn the league apart. Bielsa's just too smart. He's firing us back to the Premier League. They said we would fall, but we've shown them all. Well, it's United, and we're coming home. So stand up for Marcelo, hoist up the Yorkshire Rose. It's time to say goodbye to all that we've known. We wanna go home. He's taking us home. Well, it's United, and we're coming home. Together we will stand up and down the land. YRA to the end of all time. United are back. We're on the attack. Well, it's United, and we're coming home.
Where should we go to next? Queensland? Tasmania? Yeah, we can. Oh, I've always wanted to go to Broome and Uluru and the Blue Mountains.
Thinking about a holiday interstate? Talk to the travel experts at RAA and
Keep on moving on.